forget how you set that up.
Oh, it's in mouse. In like settings or control panel or whatever under mouse. It's an option.
Right.
$4K, man. $4K all day, every day. Except we're still probably not at high detail.
I don't give a fuck.
Right. Hi, everybody.
So, welcome back, us.
We survived another 2 weeks because we were off.
Yep. We didn't announce because we didn't want people to know he was going to be gone, right?
Well, I wasn't gone. I was at home going,
But yeah, you had a dentist appointment. Did you go to that during the day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just figured, hey, no one's listening to us anyway.
We're going to be off. It was nice to have a week off.
Yeah, like I went today even, but like I figured I'd be okay for the show.
Yeah, how's your mouth feeling?
It's all right.
All right.
I had for those who give a shit, I had dental surgery on. I've had 3/4 of my mouth worked on, so I have 1/4 left.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I had the whole left side done last time.
This is better than having meth mouth.
Well, you know. Tomato, tomato.
Oh, come on, man. You've got to be... Your teeth are decent, I think.
Well, you know, it's just because I had gum pockets, so I couldn't keep... my gums kept getting, like, swollen and inflamed and shit, and I had to keep having deep cleanings to even just be able to, you know, exist.
Yeah, I have to go on the 25th for a couple of minor feelings.
Feelings? Nothing more than feelings? I know, I'm fucking with you. I gotta go back in 3 weeks. Just have them look me over.
Oh, okay.
They, yeah, they, just took out the stitches. I had dressing and like, what the hell was it? Sutures. So they took all that out. The dressing was a bitch because it was like putty that they mix up on it's literally like fucking on, 2 popsicle sticks. They mix it together and then stick it in your mouth, and it's like a wad of gum. Was that a vacuum cleaner? What?
Dennis Grill sound effect.
You say so.
Oh, they said so. I didn't say so.
Anyway. But what's Ian been up to before I get to rambling about me and forget you exist again?
Well, what have I been up to? I've been up to playing this sound effect.
I don't give a fuck.
Soda Talk with Frank and Ian.
What you drinking now?
Well, at the moment, I'm killing a dew ice, but I have to drink it through a straw and sip very carefully to go on my not new side, because the other side, I still have to use like the sensitive toothpaste for, because that part of my teeth has never felt anything but gums. So it's okay. Last time it was worse. This time is like, Last time, oh my god, my head would hurt. I'm like, oh, I'm dying, and I only had a top quarter of my mouth. This time I got both halves, and the top's the only one that hurts really. The bottom one, well, I mean the bottom one, I had a root canal in the back tooth, so that's dead.
Oh shit.
So, but anyway, any fucking way. Who gives a shit?
Fucking
Talk about teeth. What you drinking on?
Is that it? That's you just drinking the ice?
Well, I mean, A, it's gonna take forever, and B, I got water from the toilet.
Oh, that's good too.
Well,
yeah,
I don't need to be drinking that much soda.
Right.
Shit's
That's what I got
son.
is some toilet water.
Now, earlier today, I went to BK for the first time in like a billion years.
Oh, really?
Well, because where my dentist office is, there's everything is right there. So I said, let me swing by the BK, because I drove past it and I thought, man, I haven't had BK breakfast in like, Jesus, before I met my wife.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so I better just go. I haven't been in a long time. So I had the Cinnamonis, which are mini cinnamon rolls.
Huh.
Fucking delicious.
Nice. Nice.
Nice. Yeah. You ever had them?
No, I haven't. I didn't know they had those there. I always get the milkshake, the Oreo shake.
Well, they got like, they're mini cinnamon rolls that you dip in icing. And then now they got fucking funnel cake fries. And like I love, the hell did I do? I love chicken nuggets, and like their chicken nuggets you get 10 for $1.49. I'm like, you fucking kidding me? So
right.
It's what? and like I went to the, I got a drink and I went to the fountain, and they got one of those smart fountains that can make every combination of shit.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, well, I was like, I forgot they have Surge, because it's like Surge. I was like, oh cool, I wanted to get it. And it's like unavailable. I go, motherfucker. Isn't that how it is?
Yeah, those things have flavors that you can't find in the store. Like I found they had the one I went to at where they usually have it at like Five Guys or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They had limeade Minute Maid. And how Minute Maid usually just has like regular lemonade or the orange or raspberry or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They had a green limeade one. It was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
But
well, I ended up getting a vanilla root beer, because I was gonna get root beer, and they're like, vanilla root beer, and I go, sure.
Yeah, they've been bringing back the vanilla Pepsi. I saw in the stores.
Oh.
Yeah. Not too crazy on the vanilla drinks.
I can dig it. Depends on which one.
Well, you've always been like because to me it always tastes kind of like a cream soda.
Mm-hmm.
You always like those, huh?
Yeah, I like cream sodas and like vanilla shit. Or like cherry stuff is okay. I like flavored stuff. Something that you take a sip and you go, hey, that's got notes of, what is that? Not, take a swig and go, chemicals, acid burn,
Right.
But anyway, what else have you been up to, Mr. Ian?
Oh, well, what have I been drinking on? First of all, I've been drinking water, like I said, and then I finally got around to trying some of these. I've already had a couple before the show this week, but I have one of these Game Fuel things.
Oh, the ones I was showing open all funky.
Yeah. At first, it was kind of when I tried opening it, and then it kind of like sprayed everywhere. Which I guess the trick is I just use like a butter knife to pop it open just a teeny bit.
Right, and then you just slide it to lock it in its position.
Yeah.
I still got a regular dew in my fridge. Like that.
Oh, really? Did you?
Yeah.
So you tried the red one. That was the one that you tried on the show, right?
Yeah, I had the red, the blue, and I got a regular one. I said, well, I know what regular dew tastes like, so I just forego that, I guess.
Yeah, me too. I did the last time I got the red and blue and the yellow, which is I have today, which is I like is because it's like tropical kind of pineapple, like that Fanta. So of course I'm into this one.
Right.
The berry one I like probably second, and then the cherry is cherry basically. For me.
Cherries either taste like cherry or fucking cough syrup.
Yeah.
There's no in between.
Right.
It's like how NyQuil is like red and green, and the only thing on the planet that tastes like red and green.
Yeah. And then I got this one for backup, just the Mist Twist bottle. This one will probably go kind of slow because I left it in the freezer, so it's a little bit frozen still. So it's got to thaw out a little bit. I left it in there for like an hour and a half. But thankfully it didn't explode, so that's good, right?
Right.
But what have I been up to? I've been up to not a whole lot. I didn't get a whole lot productive done this week. I finally decided to open up my Xbox One that I got for Christmas, and I've been playing some games for that. I decided to go back because I saw a couple people do some Let's Plays recently. I had that game Mafia 2 for the 360, and I decided to go back and play that because that's backwards compatible on the Xbox One. And then I just bought the Mafia 3 game, which is the graphics on it are really good.
Okay, good.
And then I'm gonna start playing that Red Dead Redemption 2. That looks pretty good. And then it just came out today. I'm gonna play that Crackdown 3. Gonna get that.
Crackdown.
Yeah, been in like a gaming mode lately. And then I'd like to do once I get my setup set up. I'd like to start doing some like some PC gaming and stuff, and do some. Bless you.
Excuse me. Sorry, didn't mean to do that.
Oh, that's cool. I want to go, since they're coming out with that Devil May Cry 5 game, and next month I want to go back and play some of the older Devil May Cry games that I haven't played yet on the PC. So yeah. Is that trying to think of what else? A whole heck of a lot else has been up with me. What's been going on with you? Have you been playing any games?
I've been playing the Try to Potty Train a Dog game.
Yeah, you were saying why'd you have to wait for to let the dog out later tonight? Are they like on a schedule or something late at night?
No. Well, the big one, he's like our old system with the other dogs we had was always like, we'd let him out at dinner, and then maybe once or twice before we go to bed, and then at bedtime, and that's it. Dude would be out till 5 a.m. I get up for work. He'd go, all right, man, cool, let's go. And he would be, peeing his pants. He'd be like, all right, man, let's do this. All right. And the puppy is not that. She's starting to let us know she has to go, but no, she kind of just goes, hey, guess what? I'm going. And you're like, you got to watch her you for the signs, and then stop her and make her go. And so that's been fun. And when I took her out last time, she went and got a big drink. So I'm like, oh, she's gonna have to pee again. Okay, I'll take her out before I do the show, and hopefully she doesn't take forever, because you'll be out there with them, and you'll be like, okay, go. No, I don't want to go. Go. No, I don't gotta go. Okay, so you come back in. Okay, I gotta go now. You were just outside.
You motherfucker.
Right. So I'll just sit there for a little bit, because I ain't no hurry. I'd rather make the show late than clean up shit.
What do you think about those training mats, or like that fake grass or whatever you could train them to go on?
Sure. I mean, we have piddle pads. We don't have anything fancy, because, like, our last dog had diabetes, so she couldn't really hold it, and had accidents. And then this one, like I said, is a new puppy, so it's not like we don't need them.
That's what I would probably get. Is I put a patch here, because since I'm in an apartment, they only let you have like little dogs and stuff, but we have like balconies you could go out on, like if you wanted to get some air or something, I guess. But if I were to get a dog, I'd definitely get like a patch of fake grass that was meant to have
Just
dogs go on, because otherwise you'd have to take them, pick them up, take them down the elevator, and then walk outside, and then find like a patch of walk like across the street and find a patch of grass.
Well, my wife, her dog that she had when she was in college, she got her as a puppy, and it was right after college, and she lived, I think, on like the 3rd floor, and the dog was afraid of stairs, and she's like, "Oh no, sorry, honey, that's not gonna work." So
Yeah.
But anyways,
yeah, you were talking. I guess we could get into. You were talking about you wanted to get more LEDs or whatever. You were saying you wanted to get 3 more LED strips for your setup. I thought you wanted to get 2 more, so it'd be like each side or whatever.
Well, I'm okay. I want to get how in front of the radiator, there's a little bit of a little strip. Like the door doesn't actually open in this model. The other ones had an opening door because there was a disk drive. Well, there's no disk drive. There's just a radiator. So the door doesn't open. There's just, a front panel, but there's vents on the sides. And I saw a build the other day where the guy had RGB strips along the grills. And I'm like, oh, I could put an RGB strip there. And inside of the box part, I could probably do another 2 strips. And I definitely want to do the radiator. Now, I want to do another 3 halos, which it's like 0.42 amps each. And then...
Well, so basically, you said your headers are 2 amps. So basically, you could do 4. I mean, I would think that the 0.02 amps, like, because if you do that, it would be, like 20.4 or 20.8 or whatever. Well, I think it would be if you were to do 5, but I would just play safe and do 4, so you could do 4 things on each header, basically.
Well, the thing is, because like I was looking it up, and like sorry, I'm typing something while I'm talking to you. Like there's a very actual little information about what the actual amperage is that those things put out. Like you have to look up forum posts or people who have actually talked to Asus and the company that makes them. Because right now I've got a bunch of Fantech shit in there, and it's daisy chainable, but it still draws current per thing. And like I said, it's 0.42 or something like that per like.
Yeah, why couldn't it be 0.4? Then you could do 5 on each thing.
Right. Just to fuck with you. So I'm thinking, I'm just gonna do like I found out my graphics card has a header in the front and then 2 fan headers.
Yeah,
So
is
I'm
that addressable or is that
no, not addressable. Just 12-volt.
so?
I only
What?
got
Well, what do you have? What is your strips and then your halos? The halos are addressable.
no. The only thing addressable is the CPU block. I have only one addressable header, and I just went ahead and plugged the CPU block to it because it's the only device I have that's addressable.
Yeah, because don't you have 2 regular RGB headers, and then didn't you have an addressable on there too, though?
Just the one, which my CPU block's on.
Oh, okay. So yes. So yeah, I mean, if the graphics card, you said that has 2 headers on it too, or just one RGB header?
It has one RGB header and 2 fan headers.
Okay, so that's an extra header you could do.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna. Well, I have an adapter cable for only like 50/50. It's an extension. It's not really an adapter. So, because unless I wanted to plug a 50/50 straight into the board, there'd be no point. So, it's like I don't remember, a couple inches. I'm possibly going to use that. I might have to get another one that's longer because the case is huge. But I want to run that and just because the lights I have behind my monitors, I bought way too big. So I'm just going to cut however much off the end. And I need to get some of those little 4-pin dealies and stick one of those in there and then just stick it on there.
Yeah, see, it's 1.68 is you times 0.42 times 4. So if you do 5, then it's unfortunately the 0.42 is 2.1 then.
Yeah.
So, which, I mean, I don't know if 0.1 is going to blow up your motherboard or not, but it's up to you if you want to risk that or not.
Nah, son. Ain't going to do that.
So basically, you could have 12 things with the 3 available headers. If that information that you found is accurate, like I'm sure it'd probably be easier for the halos to find the amperages, but for the LED for the strips is a little bit more hard because I think sometimes you have to calculate like per LED or whatever.
Yeah, like there was a guy who I saw a video because I was Googling it and looking up on YouTube and stuff because I'm like, somebody has gotta have tried to fuck with this. And this guy bought like 3 kits that had 3 fans apiece. Granted, he was doing like a controller, so it was not apples to apples, but it was funny because I could see what problems I might run into. And the guy had like 3 radiators with 3 fans apiece, with controllers, with LED strips, and it all lit up except for the last LED strip was like only half of it worked because it only did like up to so many LEDs. And he's like, "That's cool. I don't even fucking need it."
Right.
So like that.
So, but then if you're out of headers, what are you gonna do? You said you had you were saying before you were gonna do for you're gonna put it in daisy chain in your cases.
Well, like my
fan thing.
Well, because I have 3, I miscounted. I have 3 halos now because I have the exhaust fan in the back, 2 on the top, and then I have 2 LED strips. So that's 5 total right now. And then I'm going to probably do another 3 halos and then just run a LED strip from my graphics card to the front panel thingy and be fucking done with it.
So that's basically 9 things. If you're assuming that you could do 12 things, then you have a headroom there then.
I'm just going to have all kinds of crazy shit.
And then when you turn it on, hope it doesn't blow up, right?
Well, you know, we'll see.
Well, you were saying you really don't want to have to run because the hub that came with your case, you could plug into your CPU header and then you plug in the SATA or whatever. But
yeah,
you say you don't want to have to run another SATA cable.
Well, I mean, because the fan controller's up at the top of the case and my power supply is in the basement of the case. So I'd have to, you don't have, no one has a SATA cable that is just one plug. That thing's got like 6,
Yeah.
and they don't. No, fuck that. I'm just gonna, hook it to the front, because like I said, the graphics card has 2 fan headers anyway. I'm just gonna hook that up and then find a header somewhere on the board for my one extra one.
That's why those SATA I guess extensions are nice, because they just have like one plug.
But this is all, it's been mostly future shit.
Future shit.
Right, I started buying fans because the Fractal 120 millimeter fans that are the same as my fans that came with the case, those are normally like between 16 to 20 bucks a piece. And I found somebody selling their used ones on eBay for like, I think there's a guy selling one for $7. I already went ahead and bought it, and then a guy selling 2 for like $9 plus shipping. So I just gotta wait for the auction to end, because of course it wasn't buy it now. I'm like, damn it, dude. Who doesn't do buy it now? Huh?
Yeah, it's like I actually want to buy something. I don't want to have to wait around and hope I get something,
Right.
I mean, I guess the auctions are better for things that are like, you want to get something like really expensive for a lower price, I guess. But
nah, I hate auctions. I just do fucking. I don't even search for them. I just do buy it now. Fuck you. Here's the money. Give me the fucking thing. I don't want to wait a month for the auction to end. I don't want to have some asshole come in the last 3 seconds and, oh, you lost.
No, sniper.
No, fuck that shit. Anyways. Yeah, so would you like to get into stations?
I'd like to get in the video of the week.
No, I don't have one.
You don't?
Well, no, because I was going to do 3 or 4, and so I couldn't pick one, so I was just going to talk about it. I think it's related to that story you had anyway. But I'll go ahead and you screen share you go ahead and screen share your video, because I'm doing something with my screen right at the moment.
Video of the week.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so my video of the week.
Where things went wrong in development.
Okay. Oh, I thought it was screen share. Motherfucker. I said screen share. The bitch. Uh-oh.
Technical difficulties?
Oh, I was clicking. Okay. Okay, so here we go. What I'm screen sharing is the Crackdown 3 that before you buy or play.
Mm-hmm.
And so this guy from that channel, I don't know if you watch it regularly, that Gamer Ranks.
Off and on.
So basically,
I don't subscribe to it or nothing.
I subscribe to like everything.
I mean, I do and then I don't. Can't remember. I don't think I am, but go ahead.
Do you subscribe to like any in general though, to like any Let's Players or gaming channels?
I mean, yeah, if it's something I like, I start watching a series of theirs, but like I don't follow everything, because like, they do their YouTube does its own. No, we want you to watch this, and I'm just too fucking lazy. Because I'm not spending 3 days to go through my subscriptions to find something.
Right. Yeah, the basically the synopsis is the well, first of all, the Crackdown 3 is I've been waiting for it for a long time because I've been a fan of Crackdown the first two games, and the game was delayed several times, unfortunately, and it finally just came out today. And the guy was saying he really enjoyed it, but like it depending on like if you're a fan of it or not, like it probably had it's just has been delayed so much and I guess hyped a lot because I'm sure, as you know, they had Terry Crews in there. You could play as Terry Crews basically.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's unfortunately the game was a lot more overhyped than it was meant to be just because it was delayed so much. I guess basically it was meant to be a game that came out like a few years ago. So basically, if you have a game that was like meant for 2016 or something, it's might be under your expectations for coming out for now.
Right.
But basically, it's a really solid though continuation of the series. The guy was saying, as far as the single player, the multiplayer, which a lot of people were anticipating too, because in the multiplayer only, it's actually has the multiplayer is like a separate app that you actually have to launch on the Xbox, I guess. Just because everything is like different with it. Everybody was anticipating like all the destructible environments and everything. He was saying that it's a little bit subpar because it like the social aspects, like the team, it wasn't very fleshed out as far as that goes. Basically, you're playing a demo. He says for it's centered all around the destructible environments, and that basically you're already like leveled up. There's no like progression like there is if you haven't played Crackdown. This you can like level up, like you're like a normal person, and then you get these special abilities, so you could like run really fast and jump high, and basically have all these superpowers and stuff. Whereas in the multiplayer, you start off like OP right off the bat, so there's no progression as far as that goes. And like the whole point with the destructible environment was like like making people fall off the buildings and stuff because you're destroying, like if they're standing on a bridge and you're shooting the bridge down, then they fall. But it's like when you could already fly and jump high and stuff off the bat, it doesn't really matter then. But the single player, he said, like I said, is pretty good. So yep. I don't know what's going on with this YouTube video.
Where things went wrong.
Yeah, what went wrong?
But, yeah. So yeah, and this is for the Xbox and the PC. I think I'm not sure if it's out for PlayStation 2. I don't think it is. I think this was more of an exclusive.
Exclusivity.
Yep.
I never played that series, so I don't know.
Well, it's open world, and yeah, you could basically like climb buildings and jump really high and jump from like building to building. It's really meant for you to like explore the rooftops of the city and stuff. But you could also drive and stuff too. And
which installment in the series is that? Like the third?
Yeah, it's the third. It says Crackdown 3.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But yeah, a lot of people like. The thing is, though, too, is that the third game, like that, I think, like I forget the whole history with the studios behind the game. Like everybody was, I think, like the studio like shut down, and then like the game was picked up by somebody else, and like people were thinking that there wasn't even going to be a third game anymore then.
Right.
So it's been kind of like a rocky road for it, but I mean, if you're a fan like I am, I guess it's, you'll like it. The guy was saying.
Cool.
Yeah, and the guy was saying that Microsoft was they're saying that there's supposed to be more updates and stuff for the multiplayer to address some of those kind of issues, like different game modes and stuff, because the game modes were pretty limited as far as the multiplayer goes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Now, my video of the week, I didn't have a specific video.
Okay.
But basically, because I started to think, okay, I'm going to do the one with, it started with Paul's Hardware coming to the defense of his buddy Kyle. Because you saw how, I don't know if you saw how Bitwit got scorned The Verge.
Shut up, Jared.
Well, basically, there's been response videos, and I saw that, and I saw Jay did a response video.
Yeah, if in case you're hiding under a rock, if you're a tech person and you haven't heard that, what the fuck are you watching, right?
Right. It's like, oh, we almost forgot about you, dumbass Verge. Like, I'm going to seriously stop citing their fucking articles anymore if I see it, because they lost credibility already when they posted that video, and then how they handled it. I think so far my favorite video about it was RTX Jesus.
Yeah.
Gamers Nexus, because they not only get like each one was their own different thing. Like Paul's Hardware was very honest, direct, and matter of fact. Jay was like, they're a bullshit site that just has links for you to click, and I'm like, oh yeah. And then when you get to Gamers Nexus, they cite, hey, they posted this on an article a month ago, and then they did that. And I'm like, well,
well, shit.
Touche, motherfucker. So I couldn't find one that I preferred over the other. I'm just going to say the whole series of videos about it. But I'm not going to bury the lead. We'll talk about it later when that article comes up. More in detail.
All right. Do you regularly watch his vlogs and stuff with the wifey sauce and everything?
I mean, yes and no. He's entertaining, but it depends on if he's talking about something like any of the vlogging stuff. It can be entertaining, but you got to be talking about something either I really want to see what you got, or the person's personality has made me go, okay, I'll watch this guy do what, like the one or two of the guys I watch do fucking anything. The one guy I've watched almost every video, he posts a video of him doing the dishes. Because he just puts a camera on his head and talks. And I've watched that. What the fuck is wrong with me?
Well, I mean, if you're a fan of somebody, then you definitely...
And he posted it in his chat. He says, watch me wash the dishes, you addicts. And I was like, hey, I mean, he's right, but... God damn it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, like, if you watch a vlog, it's usually, like, only one or two people that usually you will follow with the vlog.
Right. Well, it's either, it's the same with watching, a Let's Play, because, like, unless you really want to know how to beat the fucking game, it's all about the personality of the person playing it.
Yeah.
Like, I try to watch, there's a guy who's been playing Fallout 2, which I've only played as far as he has, and I wanted to watch, somebody else play it, and there are a bunch of videos on YouTube of people playing it. They have no personality, or the personality is so fake, I go, nah. I'm watching one video, I'm like, nah, son. I'm done, son.
Yeah, well, it's like, sometimes I watch a vlog just so I can be like, yeah, I'm feeling down, so I'm going to live vicariously through you. And
That's
pretend
what
I'm
well, like
living
that's
the good life, you know.
well, that's what they say that um unboxing videos. That's what the whole thing is. It's like you feel better about not having anything, so
Yep.
you just like watch somebody else box it. It gives you the joy that oh I did it, and like then same with let's plays because they say people like will watch it and then when they go to they're like well, they get the same justification as if they played the video games themselves. Which I
Right.
guess that's
Yeah.
true because then you don't. I'm surprised the companies that make games don't actually get mad. They're like, incite, no, people aren't going to buy it if they can just. Which is true.
Especially if the games are heavily, like like mainly story driven, like those Life is Strange games,
Right. Those I can
where you don't have a
understand.
whole lot of options.
Right. It's just like click, click. I got a few what they call visual novels that are literally just like you keep hitting enter. There is no gameplay, but you just hit enter to progress the story. But you know what? I get them, even though they're free. There's another thing. Why the fuck are they just giving it away? I don't understand. But anyway,
Yeah. Yeah. What a lot of people don't realize though with those vlogs is that it's basically like like cribs or something where they're presenting the best of their life with those type of things. A lot of work goes into that shit too. So it's
right.
like they're not like that all the time though.
Oh no. The one guy I was watching, he did like a video about his studio, and then he goes, "Yeah," he's like, "Also, I have a keyboard you guys never see," and he pulled out this keyboard that's connected to the same computer. And he's like, "Because when I'm doing reviews, I use this one, but when I'm not, I take this other keyboard." I'm like, "Why? Why do you got to have a different keyboard for the same computer? Just because you're not taping it? That's stupid." That was the only explanation he gave. It's not like he, needed a new one. I'm like, you're living a double life.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like you see like the Kyle, is it Kyle that's with the wifey sauce?
Yeah, Bitwit, and then like all those guys are they're like, oh, it's so great, and then actually no.
Well, it's like you see them happy in the vlog together, and you think they're like a perfect marriage. Which I mean, hopefully not, but he could be like hitting her all the time or something. For all we know.
Yeah, I mean he's people are human. I mean we're real assholes. We're not faking it for the camera.
I mean, it sounds like to me like you're for the most part you and your wife are like you get along most of the time pretty well, but I mean you said you've had fights before.
I mean, if you haven't, you're a fucking liar.
Yeah.
Because you can't live with somebody for ever and get along with them all the time.
Yeah.
That just doesn't happen. What was it Chris Rock said? Unless you contemplated murder, you ain't been in love.
Well, people, like even if you like exactly the same things and have the same routine and schedule, you're always going to have different emotions throughout the day and different, you're going to have different thoughts,
Right.
Because you're not going to be like happy 100% of the time.
Right. I've watched a few YouTube couples I follow break up, which is always sad.
Oh, yeah.
But, c'est la vie. Oh, I don't know why I turned French right there. Oh, croissant.
Yeah.
Oh, stations.
Let's talk about. We don't want to we want to stay positive because we do have some Debbie Downers.
Oh, thanks.
Well, it's the news. What the fuck do you expect?
Sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah, we don't do sunshine and rainbows here on the show. Do we, Frank?
One of my favorite bands is like, "Hey, you guys want to hear a happy song?" And they're like, "Yeah." He goes, "I'm sorry, homie, we don't know no fucking happy songs."
The only rainbow puke you get is with Frank's computer there.
Man your battle stations. Man your battle stations.
Station.
When I build my computer, you're not going to be able to see it. So maybe I should do another webcam just pointed at my computer and have randomly switch all the time.
Right? Whenever you go or it just switches.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my theme this week, I really didn't have a theme. It was kind of like whatever looked interesting and maybe conversational, I guess.
Oh boy. Okay.
Because some of these are definitely like this one is definitely a conversation.
Because a conversation piece, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I was originally thinking about going with the red theme, but I think I'll choose some better setups for, like to do the typical gamery red and black,
Right. Like when I was fucking, I don't know if did I say it on the air while I was having trouble with my Aura lights. Can't remember if it was before or after. My when I turned on my computer, my lights weren't working. Like they're supposed to, flow between each other, and instead they were like, eh, eh, eh. And I was like, that's not good. And the default color that it goes to, fucking red. But, oh, by the way, I got my remote working.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, like my last option before, I was like, well, fuck, I'm past the 30-day return limit. And it actually, I was reading the manual, which is a joke because it's literally like 2 pages, the same thing in like 6 languages. The thing that I read was like, oh, if the light flashes on the key fob and on the unit, but it doesn't work, press the button and, to resync it. And I'm like, wait a minute, there's a light on the unit? And I look at it, I'm like, there's no fucking light, lighting up. So and it's like, press the black button. The button is white. But I pressed the fucking button until the light came on. The light came on. I pressed the button on the remote and it synced. And then I just pressed the power on button on the remote and it went, vroom, start right up.
Yeah.
So I was like, sweet.
Yeah, one of the things I realized when, like soldering with the LED strips and stuff is that, like, cause I noticed somebody else was I was watching like a build video with LED strips and stuff, and they weren't sure what I should have done a comment or something, but I think it was like a long time ago. But their strip was cycling, it was doing the rainbow thing, but it was only going to like the red and blue, and then it was off for part of the cycle. So basically that would mean it was the red channel, like either the LED wasn't working or the connection to the red channel was broken or something, and that's what, like, when I was soldering, I'd have to check to make sure each channel was working after I soldered the points, because sometimes it wasn't like fully soldered or whatever for some reason.
Gotcha. Okay, so what do you think of this setup?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting. It's definitely got like a lot going on.
Well, there are parts that I'm like, okay, and there's other parts that make me say, fuck this guy.
Okay. What are the parts that make you think that it's pretty good? Because I'm sure the fuck you is probably going to be a longer discussion.
Well, okay. He's got Fallout shit on the wall, which I like. He's got the little lithographs that come with the collector's edition. He's got the mask. He's got the little party hat, which comes out with the, Fallout 76. Well, it doesn't come with it, but... Oh. Excuse me. He's got, lights. Granted, I wouldn't go with all red, but whatever. That's subjective.
Whatever, next.
Right. He's got a Funko collection, which I dig,
Funko Pop.
Yeah. So, what do you think I'm saying fuck you on?
Does he have a? He's got a subwoofer on the desk.
I'm on the floor. Why is that on the desk? And then also is your speakers. I get his he does VR, right? Is that a fucking VR thing dangling in the middle?
I think so. Yeah.
I understand you do VR, so you're not sitting. I guess you're not sitting at the desk, which people say that I'm moving around. I'm not sitting at the desk. I don't need the speakers to be facing me. He's got that giant monitor, so I hope to God he's sitting at that desk a couple times. Well, okay, so your left speakers are down on top of your mini fridge. Your right speakers are up at the top of your fucking shelf. What? They're supposed to be at ear level. Oh my God. Do you sit with your head cockeyed like a fucking dog that just heard a funny noise? Huh? And then you probably didn't even notice this. What the fuck is that on the wall in the bottom left corner of the picture?
I have no idea.
Looks like a fucking hole.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, I'm about to zoom enhance on this shit.
I would.
Yeah, it's a pipe or something that wouldn't fit through the drywall, so they just cut a hole in it. What? So, yeah, no. This is a no for me, dog. No.
Don't forget, you could always Photoshop that shit out too.
Or, just not back up so far that you can see it. I mean, we don't got to see the rows of shit stacked to the floor underneath your desk, dude.
Yeah, there's a reason you don't see the person's whole room a lot of times.
Right? Usually because at the end of that camera is a bunch of shit. Oh boy. Okay. All right. Well, hold on. Zoom enhance.
It progressively gets a little bit cleaner as these builds go on, actually.
Well, oh boy. Well, once again, this person likes Fallout because they got the Nuka-Cola girl in the corner.
But is that a subwoofer on the right here?
No.
What is
No,
that?
those are guitar amps.
Oh, okay. That's
Those
okay.
are guitar. Yeah, those are guitar amps and an accordion, apparently.
I saw a YouTube video of a guy going crazy with the accordion.
But then he's also got shitty Logitech speakers, which are whatever, sure. Got two ukuleles. Okay. Camera's a potato.
Yeah, it is a little bit.
Thing is, there's so much going on here. I want to know more because the camera's so shitty. It looks almost like a mosaic. Like there's one speaker over here on the left. So that means there's possibly another speaker over to the further left that's off camera. What's going on? I want to know.
Did they give any specs?
I haven't looked that far yet, but the chair, obviously, dude leans back in his chair because look at the back. That's gonna break. I've been there. It's gonna fucking break. It's a shitty chair. It's gonna fucking break. Also, your computer's just got cables hanging everywhere. I understand you got a glass desk. It's not even on the desk. It's on the fucking floor. I'm just gonna throw my cables and everything in the fucking corner. Fuck it. Who gives a shit? Play the tambourine because I'm so deep. Fuck this guy. What's his specs? Upvote for uke and accordion. Fuck you too. Next. You better bring the awesome. Huh.
And I thought I'd go for the last one. I thought I'd go for like really like a clean setup, minimalist weeb type of thing, you know.
That's an interesting chair. That's probably uncomfortable as fuck.
Reminds me of like a Power Rangers chair or something.
It looks like the fucking headphones to the left, one of them broke off and then wheels popped out of it. Oh, no. You know what actually should be in the drop right now? Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
What I don't understand is like people who do this kind of stuff, they buy something expensive. We get it. You bought a Corsair keyboard. You bought a Corsair headset. You bought a Corsair headset stand. Why put the fucking boxes in the picture? They're trash. Throw them away.
I guess they want. I guess a lot of people try to look like they're maybe like some kind of like, you know, like a reviewer or something. So they're getting like all this mad shit, and I don't know.
You can't look like, oh, I got this thing I'm reviewing over in the corner, but it's also on your desk way the fuck over, so it looks stupid. Also,
I mean, people plaster the boxes on their walls and shit.
yeah, which is so fucking stupid. Like, it's not an accessory; it's a piece of cardboard. It held the thing when you bought it. Now you take it and you throw it away. I hang out a box if like it's something I might have to return, like RMA or like my case, because I'm not gonna be able to transport it. But
Oh, you don't like to say those, you know, like the graphics card boxes where it's got like embroidery and shit on it or something.
But don't get me wrong, I have mine behind me on the wall, but you know, it's
Got like
over by the
satin.
computer. Well, like it's because it's RTX and flashy, and then I got the case that the CPU came in because the fucking Threadripper CPU comes in a goddamn foam box with a lock and a fucking screwdriver.
Well, like the game stuff, a lot of people keep like it, you know, if it's a fancy metal tin or something like that, you know.
Yes, yes. Oh, I got the case for Fallout 76 here on my desk right now, and it's just a digital game.
Yeah.
So I just and like, okay, there's obviously a light over here in the corner. What is it? Where's the fucking lamp?
Well,
Between there's two succulents and a light source of some sort. Where is it?
maybe it's like a bulb underneath. Is that like a wooden like shelf going along the desk up there?
I don't fucking know. Like, let's see here. Please, please, please center the picture above the monitor. Yeah, it's kind of off. I'm
Again,
sorry, move the desk
people,
over.
you should be commenting in some of these, right? Isn't the rules say that you should, or I don't know if the rules or guidelines would say that you should have more than one picture?
No, but they say you should have clear pictures. More than one helps. The subreddit does have rules. Where the hell's the? Let me go to the main page here. Hold on, dog.
Yeah, it's definitely more of a guideline, but it's like
Yeah, the complete desktop setups only, so no laptops. Clear photos. Your battle station, so you can't. This is my brother's setup. No one gives a fuck. Photographs only. You can't post a video or a GIF. No one gives a shit. They do that. People go, "Here's my YouTube video." No one fucking cares. You can link it in the comment because people are afraid to link it in the comments. You can get downvoted. Who gives a shit? That's not against. Be civil. They don't fucking do that. No spam. They fucking spam the shit out of it. And no pandering. No pandering is like, it's not much, but it's what I got. Or, she's not much, but she's mine. Shut up. But, so yes. Also, the thermal take, like, AIO here, I've seen it in multiple setups. I don't know, like, what case it's meant to be in because it always, like, the tubing always looks stretched.
Yeah, maybe it's a shorter loop.
I don't know. I mean, it's an Asus board. It looks like it's got that going for him. But I don't know.
My Corsair case that I got is gonna I'm gonna have to put the radiator in the front because it's only got a 360 in the front. The top is a 240 only.
Yeah. So you got two assholes and one that I would not mind.
So you don't mind this last one here?
Yeah, I mean the desktop is probably a Linman, which is honeycomb cardboard on the inside, so it's probably a piece of shit. But whatever.
So would you agree that they progressively get better at least?
Nah, because
you have to choose a second one.
Okay, this is one. This is two.
Okay.
Because this is just utter shit. Yes, I like guitars. I like amps. He took it with a potato. He didn't even clean up, and he just stuck it. There's no thought to it. He just pulled the camera out, went snap, and then fucking didn't even center. Didn't have the little crosshairs on the camera app or nothing. No. Nah, son.
Yeah, maybe they should do a subreddit of like everyday battle station where you're just showing what you have, and you're just it's like a vlog type of picture.
Every day there's a fucking picture. This is what they really look like, and it's just like cups on top of the fucking desk, and like people go, "Yeah, I'm not voting because you keep it real," but they get flooded with downvotes because no one wants to see that trash. Just go to average battle stations if you want to see that. But because you could take a station that's an actual station and make it look average. But let's look at the upvotes here. Okay, this one's got 100, or is that 1 or 348? I think it's 148. Probably because it's so plain. This one has 247, and this guy has 6. So fuck that guy. And I don't care what the internet says. Fuck that guy too.
Well, my order is I'm going. I'm saying they progressively get better. So yeah, this one would be my first, but I'd say because I'm partial to glass, I'd say the second one. But yeah, Frankie, you're brutal tonight, man.
Well, Doug hasn't been on in a couple weeks, so I got to do it.
You gotta be Doug.
Not
Fill
soft.
in for Doug.
All right, give me my
Can't
theme
be
song.
Soft. Can't be soft.
Station.
All right, so my theme, I don't remember. I took all these. I picked all these before I took the week off last week, so I have no fucking idea what I even picked.
What I picked.
Right. Now, see, this one technically should be against rules because it's a dark picture, right? You can't really see what's going on.
Right.
But what you can see is enough. There's a RGB mouse pad, RGB keyboard, which, okay, you look at it, it's obviously got a padded wrist rest with the little Razer logo in the middle. I'm guessing it's a Huntsman. Steel Series headset, the microphone, got the little webcam that everybody and their brothers got. EVGA 1070. G-Skill RAM, just like everybody else. Corsair case, it looks like. They put their shoes in the picture for some fucking reason. Whatever. So, it's alright. The guy said, I can't see shit.
Well, I mean, that stuff looks like it'd be black anyway, so
yeah.
most of it is murdered out.
Murdered out. My second setup, changed the monitor layout, and I love it. Is what the guy titled it. Booyah!
That one's pretty good.
Now, see, this is original because he's got 3 different, he's got 3 monitors, but they're not, landscape, portrait, landscape. It's not, all stacked. It's not. It's different.
So is that a glass desk?
Nah, it's wood. 2 wood desks. You can see the grain. It's like butcher block.
Yeah, I can see it now.
And he's weeb because he's got an anime girl on the desk, and And like in the back where the LED lights are, he's got little figures and pops.
Pop.
Yeah, so I think that's a little drawing pad too on the mouse pad, I think. So pretty nice. Nice.
That's a nice.
And then my third station, because I don't believe in sitting there staring at them. Is this guy who's really just got everything vertical, kind of, but it's really like it's just a quick shot with his phone, but he really gets everything there. You know, it's you don't have to back up like 20 feet. Got 2 stacked monitors, you know, a numpad over there. I don't even know if it's connected to the computer. I don't even care. A 10 keyless keyboard with a wood wrist rest. You know, an expensive ass mouse. Little computer. You know.
Little Peter.
Maybe play him some games. Vroom. Vroom vroom.
Maybe he white balanced the camera, but those LEDs actually look like they're white instead of that blue.
Right. It could be. I don't know. I can't even tell what the hell brand they are.
Even if it is like a bluish tint, you could always color balance your camera so it looks white.
Right. Only thing is they're running the exhaust fan as an intake.
But
well, and hold on, let me zoom. Maybe I should use that as a drop. Zoom. Yeah, you see the black thing for the back of the fan in that rear exhaust fan, right? So it's not exhaust, it's intake. And then the bottom fans are exhaust, which makes no sense because they're right up against the desk. I think I understand it because they wanted the rings to show, like the lights look better without that plastic back of the fan, but this is a bit much.
Hey, more fans just means it's better.
And it's
right?
probably
you put a fan in there, it'll do good, right?
Right. And it's an in-wing case because I considered getting this case for a moment.
I mean, I used to think like that, where it's just like you put a fan in there and it just makes it better, you know. You don't have to worry about where you put it or the, like how the airflow is, I guess.
So that's my 3 setups. Yes, his fans are probably wrong. I think the middle one's the best one because it's the biggest.
I go 2 and then 1 and then 3.
So you like the blue weeb.
Yeah.
Then you like the dark RGB.
Yeah.
And then that one.
Yeah.
As much as I like RGB, that desk doesn't look that big, so I can't. Plus, he needs to turn on his lights. I'm gonna have to say the 2, 3, 1.
Yeah, now that I see the monitors, I'd probably agree with you. I think the monitors are pretty good.
They're HP, so alright. Okay. Is it time to get on to the news, Ian?
Sure. If we must.
Well, we must. It's almost tomorrow. Come on. The news with Ian and ads. Okay. So, YouTube creator is blindsided by major networks collapse.
Well, yeah, I don't know if you know too much about this. I think there's a video in there too, so that like for those of you that hate to read can watch the video.
Yeah, I ain't clicking that shit.
talking head video. It's basically it's more bad stuff on YouTube. So basically, this do you know what MCNs are, Frank?
Yes.
For those that don't know, what's an MCN?
Multi-channel network.
Yep.
Hey, look at me.
Yay.
It's like a union, basically, right?
Yeah, right. They they help you get more popular and grow, and they protect you from like copyright shit and all that. But like bad stuff. They're supposed to help you out. So, but basically, yeah, like all your everything gets filtered through them. Then, like even like your paychecks and stuff. So, basically, YouTube pays the MCN, and then the MCN is supposed to divvy up the earnings to all the different creators. Like, I didn't know Jay is part of an MCN. I guess.
Yeah, I heard him say that in his video.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised.
I didn't know that.
Solo. Yeah. But so basically what happened is the MCN Defy media, I don't know, do you watch that Matt Pat guy, that gamer
No.
on YouTube? He does like have you heard of him where he does like the game theory and all that stuff?
Nope.
It's kind of like a Mythbusters for games, where he tests like real life stuff. He had that Matt Pat game lab where he tests like if you could do like if the shit could be done in real life, Like he tested like if you could do all the street running and stuff from that that Mirror's Edge game. I don't know. Did you ever play that game?
Nah.
Well, it's basically like a lot of free running and shit. So they were testing that. They tested, like how to do if you could really do a bunch of like stealthy shit in like they do in games. But basically, you get the idea. And he was part of the Defy Media MCN, and so they went under, and basically YouTube because there was no more company anymore to give a paycheck to YouTube. They put all the money into like an Ally Bank account that was under the MCN name, but and basically all the content creators are, like all together they're owed like $1.7 million. That's supposed to be divided up amongst all these different YouTubers, and nobody could get to it. And I guess if they're gonna, if the bank has to appoint somebody to divvy it up, and then like basically the people that are gonna get the slice of the pie, the rightful people probably aren't going to get it because it's got to go to a bunch of big wigs and not just like the content creators,
So it's basically like a golden parachute kind of deal,
right?
Like companies that run the company into the ground, and then the execs get a nice little bonus as they jump.
Yeah, it's like a bankruptcy type of case,
Like Trump. What? I didn't say that.
I thought didn't they change a lot of rules though with bankruptcy? Like you can't just like declare bankruptcy and then not have to worry about shit anymore.
I don't know. I've never done it. Plus, that shit sticks with you for like if it's personal. It's like 7 years.
I think so, yeah,
or something like that. I don't know.
But it sucks. It's just another. It's like if you're trying to grow on YouTube, then it's just like, well, should I not then go to an MCN so I could get
Ben was looking
bigger on YouTube?
Ben was looking at getting on one of those, and they like wanted him to join as a gaming channel, and I'm like, I know you want people to watch your shit, dude, but you're not gaming.
Yeah, that's not what he really wants to do. Oh yeah, he's on a Mac. Should have gotten a PC, bro.
Right. Anyway, that's a Debbie Downerton. Let's skip over to something else.
Okay.
Oh boy, that's the video. I don't want to click that. Where's the? Oh, here's your ranting video, I believe. Come
Yeah,
on.
Grasshopper.
Let it play a little bit. Those
I have been
unskippable ads are
following.
motherfucker.
What?
Fucking unskippable ads. I hate that shit.
Yeah.
This is Epos Fox, who I enjoy his content.
Yeah, I was gonna ask do you watch this guy? Because I guess he's like friends with Wendell or whatever.
Well, yeah, he does like tutorial videos. I watched him back when what the hell is that? OBS when it like first came out and stuff.
Yeah. So did you do your homework?
Well, I saw most of this video. Basically, OBS is a great piece of software. Problem is that with Windows 10, the way that it utilizes your GPU is OBS is supposed to use some of your excess GPU resources because your GPU shouldn't be busy all the fucking time. You shouldn't be at 100% usage. And Windows 10's like, nah, son, 100%. So OBS will just run like crap, which is not good.
Yeah. And he said like the reason I asked you is because like you think this is like a serious issue for people? Because like I tried to search for actual articles about this, but I really couldn't find much. And it seemed like he was the first person talking about this like publicly. And
well, I mean, if he's probably the first person that has had enough hardware and other stuff to go, oh, it's not my hardware. Oh, it's not the software. It's the OS in general. So like after this, he did like 4 or 5 videos of Linux is better and here's why. And like you said, he's worked with Wendell, who is basically exclusively with Linux. So all his videos, with Linus and everybody have been, Steam works pretty well now with the Linux.
Yeah.
So,
well, the thing is I'm saying he's taking this kind of personally though too at the same time, because he's with his setup specifically. He said because most people would say, well, at the end of the day, the cure would be to do like a separate streaming PC, right?
Right.
And his thing is like his other computer, he has it's like filled with USB stuff because I guess he hates using keyboard shortcuts. He has like all those like spinners and dials, like he uses that modular dial thing that you could get for like just like photo editing, and then he's got like all these different custom buttons for all of his different software instead of using keyboard shortcuts and like Premiere and everything. So he's got like all of his USBs are taken up and all this and that is taken up. So he said doing like a second PC for streaming wasn't feasible for his setup. But like people were, I was reading a lot of the comments. Basically, it seems like he was snapping at a lot of people in the comments, and like just that are generally trying to help him out. And I guess his stance was basically that this video isn't like a video for help. It's basically just a video that he's trying to tell you he knows this is the way it is.
Right. It's not him that's the problem. It's in the software, and no one's really addressing it.
Yeah, because he said, I mean, he did say that he's been talking to people from NVIDIA and people from Microsoft or something. I guess I don't know what kind of inside people he has, but he because people were saying, well, what if you limit the FPS and the resolution and all that stuff? But I mean, my whole thing is like because he's saying none of that stuff is helping, but it's like, I don't know how that stuff wouldn't help, because I mean, if you're not using, like, if you don't want it to use 100% usage, like, what could you, if you're going to take away from the game, then like, what wouldn't it be slower anyways? I mean, like, what do you want Windows to, what do you want to partition, I guess, from the GPU usage, I guess, like, what couldn't you do in the settings that, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, you also don't really. OBS, the part of the magic is that it uses that little bit of extra resources, and it's not something we really tune. It's just it's baked into how OBS works. I mean, it's free. That's the reason everybody and their brother uses it, because XSplit is came bundled with my last 2 motherboards, and I haven't even bothered with the license. It's it's
right, but I mean, I'm saying, like, with the game, because he's saying a lot of people aren't getting that because they're not playing the like the really high end type of games that that's taking away from the OBS, right? That's what I think he was saying. So, like, if you're playing the latest and greatest, like, if you're playing I don't know what would be a really heavily intensive game right now, like,
what, Battlefield or something.
Yeah, like if you're playing Battlefield in 4K with 120 FPS, like, if you're gonna if you would take away from that, like, if you're gonna say if you want it only to use 90%, but then isn't your game, wouldn't your game be lagging then? I mean,
well, I mean, you're gonna, I don't know, like, to be like you said before with like YouTube, to be actually to stay afloat in YouTube, you have to have the cutting edge shit that people are going to want to tune into, and they want to see the high, the new game in the ultra, high definition, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, yes, people probably can't, stream it at a, full resolution or whatever, but you want to give them the chance to see the, greatest thing that they can't buy if they can't afford the 2080 Ti, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like, why would you gimp the game that can run with HDR and all that crap? Why would you gimp it to run at like 1080?
Well, I mean, I guess it would have to be a case where if you have a tight, like a Titan RTX, where the graphics card is, everything's maxed out in the game, and the Windows is still, it's like using up the GPU, extra room with the GPU, where the GPU wouldn't be doing anything. I guess you would want to be able to allocate some of that, but most of the time you would want to be able to have your game, like, have everything be focused on the game, I guess,
Well, basically, he said, when the game is running, and it is the front thing, because it's not Alt Tab or whatever. You actually have the game full screen, and that's what's going on. Then the GPU is allocating 100% of the resources to the game, just because that's what the OS says. And I think regardless of what your settings are, in my mind, it would seem like it's in the OS at that point.
Right.
Because
go
ahead.
No, go ahead with your thought.
I was just gonna say, I don't think the OS gives a shit what resolution you're playing at or anything like that. I think it's just gonna use 100% of the GPU all the damn time.
Yeah, even if the GPU is, like, it's even if it's drawing anything or not, you could be playing Minecraft or something, and then it'll still be using 100% of your Titan or something.
I mean, yeah, because I'm playing, that's why they have games like, what is it? A Grand Theft Auto 5, they use that still as a benchmark, because even if you max out a computer, it'll upscale to whatever the hell you can give it. And how old is that game?
Yeah.
I'm rocking a 2080, and I can't even play Ark without freezing. I don't understand that.
Right. My whole thing, though, is, like, I understand, because he's been, it seems like it's really personal for him, and I understand why it would be, because he's been trying to fight with this for a couple years now or something. I guess but the thing
Windows
is
10
too at
came
the
out,
same
yeah.
time. Yeah, at the same time though, is like he's not the only one with like really high end hardware. It's just like, why is he the first person that this is coming out from? You know, I mean, I would think that if this was a major problem, everybody would be definitely bitching about it.
Well, I mean, he's trying to do this as a living, and like, he's not like a competitive gamer doesn't give a shit about resolution or frame rate. They want high refresh rates. That's it.
Yeah.
So they play at 720 to get it to fucking refresh faster. He's not doing that. Ninja can afford to drop $500 on a new monitor and have 2 PCs, and a lot of people anymore, half the time, that's what you're seeing is someone building a fucking second computer just to run it, which would make sense. I mean, yes, if you've got a server or another computer kicking around that you can do this with, sure, but like he said, it's not feasible in his situation.
Well, my thing is like, how could it not be? Because have you seen his, I don't know, is there a way we could see a screenshot of his setup? He's got a lot of crazy shit in there.
I mean, he does tutorial videos, so he like has things hooked up to other shit, and
He's pretty well off.
I mean, he's got a few things that he cobbled together himself.
Oh, really?
But
yeah,
I
haven't watched him a whole lot, so
he's only recently gotten big enough to where like they're sponsoring and buying him shit, like, because he did a video where he built a render server, because he renders videos with what is it, Adobe. Him and another guy did a challenge where one of them would make a server and the other would make a server, and then each post a video on it and see who had the better cheap server. And his was actually a server grade parts, but it wasn't a professionally made server. It was, used industry parts. So there's problems with that. I mean,
also he was, I guess he helped work on like some kind of OBS extension where you could capture over your network or something. And he said that wasn't really working out too well either with this scenario.
I don't know. I mean, 800 and some people upvoted and only 135 say it's fucked up. So don't know. But we're Debbie Downerton. Let's get on with the shit. It's already been fixed. Next. Oh, video unavailable.
What?
Your AMD Radeon VII review not ready for launch thing.
Yeah, I just clicked on it.
I copied and pasted from the fucking link, dude.
Well, it's Gamers Nexus one.
Hold on, dog. I highlighted everything in the email. Go to my thing.
You click on
Paste everything.
Yeah, but we learned that the chat links aren't that good.
Oh, fuck you, Ed. Come on. Okay, so they review Radeon 7 basically, huh?
Yeah. I think we did one article or so. It's still pretty new. It's basically what we have is a 2080 as far as performance, but it just doesn't, and the price tag, and it just doesn't have the RTX stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I did the Gamers Nexus video and then a separate article. But Yeah, I guess there was basically he was saying it wasn't ready for launch because there was some kind of like driver errors or something. God damn it. Have you I'm sure you have some kind of similar articles to this, don't you?
Nah, don't give a shit about Ryzen 7.
You move Radeon 7.
Whatever the fuck it's called. Nah, don't care. Vega, they're trying hard not to say Vega 2 because Vega has such to people.
I will have to say that RAM though. I wish we had.
I mean, yes, but then the high bandwidth memory is just so expensive. That's all the cost.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, there's multiple articles where they're like they break it down, and it's cost everything that they're selling it for, so they're not making any money off of it.
Yeah. Well, that he was saying it's not really ready for launch because Jay was saying, and I think Gamers Nexus was, they both were saying that they've been having really high hopes for this because it's a strong competitor to the 2080, and unfortunately it's been pretty buggy with drivers, like black screens and stuff like that, I think. And yeah, what else was I gonna say?
I don't know. What were you gonna say? What are you gonna say, Dub? Well, what's this about? Slow RTX sales. Is there a shortage?
I forget. I didn't get a chance to read that too much, but
Gamers Nexus, they do the deep dive and do all the research, so you don't have to.
Yeah.
So if you like reading, check this shit out.
Yeah, they had a 15% drop in revenue, I guess.
Oh. Damn it. Mayhem, the machine that finds software vulnerabilities, then patches them. WTF is this?
I haven't gotten a chance to read this either. This was it was kind of surprising because it's basically like a supercomputer that finds vulnerabilities and things and then is able to patch them.
Oh, great. Give Skynet the fucking keys to the kingdom. Go for it. Yes, I'll fix them. Daisy. The uprising. And then they give everybody echoes and wonder what happened. Why Apple went to war, scroll down, with Facebook and Google this week. Why'd they do that, Ian?
I don't know what's the article say, Frank.
It says The Verge, so fuck these people.
Yeah, I didn't realize I had a Verge article. I was going to say that when we were talking about The Verge.
Like Jay said, all they do is give articles so people click on them so they get traffic.
Yeah. Well, so Apple has disabled Facebook and Google's internal applications after privacy violations were revealed, leaving Google and Facebook employees at a standstill for key operations. In other Apple news, the tech giant's revenues declined over the holiday quarter, and it's reportedly testing new iPhones with 3 rear cameras and a USB-C port.
So, what's the too long didn't read?
It's Apple. Who gives a shit? Next.
It's already fixed. Next.
Yeah.
Boy, you just linked all these videos.
Yeah, this week I linked to a lot of videos just because they were kind.
Are videos easier because they're moving pictures?
Yeah, most people would rather watch a video anyways, and have to read all that shit.
Okay.
Plus, I watched a lot of GM videos.
Yeah, and he talks about Paul's video. This is the one I was saying, like.
Yeah,
That's
we
the
can
last
talk
one I
about this
watched.
one now, I guess, if you want.
Okay, hold on. Excuse me. So basically, we talked about, I think, at length when The Verge put out their stupid how to build a computer video and did things that were not only wrong, but were dangerous. You could break your shit if you followed their tutorial. And instead of owning up to it and saying, yeah, we fucked up, they disabled comments and then took down the video but left the article. And people did reaction videos and parody videos, and it was fine for months. We almost forgot all about it until Bitwit posted a video and they flagged it. They didn't flag it. They did a strike.
Yeah.
Which is more than a claim can be disputed and taken down, no problem. A strike is like 3 strikes and you're out. But the problem is the system is so easy to get into and to manipulate and use incorrectly that it needs to be fixed. Not just the fact that The Verge did this and took advantage of it. I like this video because they show, they did an article on how, The Verge did an article several years ago about, can you believe it was what the hell was it? Who the hell was it they were doing? When when PewDiePie, that whole copyright claim there.
Well, in the description, it lists the articles that that The Verge in his description.
Oh, they said they went back 10 years. I'm not going through all that, but yeah, the whole thing about YouTube's copyright strikes becoming a tool for extortion, and why was it so easy to weaponize copyright against PewDiePie? And the old Dancing Baby ruling says fair use matters in copyright takedowns, which is exactly what Kyle's video was a fair use.
So they're being fucking hypocrites.
Yeah. Yeah, his video got reinstated, and now they're in trouble because, like they said, they did the bullshit strike, so they should, face the music.
Well, the thing is I think didn't he talk about in YouTube's own guidelines? They said that a channel can be terminated if they're falsely copyright striking someone.
I mean, they should be, because you can't just use it as I only made an account so I could fuck with this guy.
I mean,
that's some bullshit.
In the real world, you can countersue people,
Right, but on the YouTube world, no.
No, on YouTube, you're guilty before you're innocent,
Right.
And this is just another Debbie Downerton thing where it's like.
That's why I already opened the next article. Researchers, scared by their own work, hold back deep fakes for text AI.
Yeah, I saw this one in your What the Fuck articles.
Yeah, mine had a better headline.
So what's this all about, Frank?
Well, basically, hold on. Let me open mine side by side here, because yours is ours. I can't remember who did mine.
Gives a shit.
It's already been fixed. Next. But yeah, Elon Musk backed an AI company and claims it made a text generator that's too dangerous to release.
Musk is kind of like that Facebook shuts down those, like, the AIs talking to each other and making their own language.
Musk has been clear that he believes artificial intelligence is the biggest existential threat to humanity. So, I mean, Musk is one of the primary funders of OpenAI, and though he has taken a backseat role at the organization, its researchers appear to shake his concerns about opening a Pandora's box of trouble. So, the researchers used 40 gig of data pulled from 8 million web pages to train the GPT-2 software. That's 10 times the amount of data they used for the first iteration of GPT. I'd imagine, like in Weird Science, when they're just hooking everything up to phone and it's uploading it to the computer. And then
Yeah.
Lisa comes out. So, what did your little maniacs like to do first? But not as sexy, with like more depth and stuff.
Did you like the? Who do you like better, the movie Lisa or the show Lisa?
Yes. 16-year-old Franklin did not give a flying fuck. So, but yeah, be scared. Be very scared. Play Crackdown 3 for $2 with Gamebox Game Pass plus more.
Yeah, this is how I was gonna do the play the Crackdown 3 because my Xbox came with a month of the free Game Pass, so figured I'd add $2 and then I'd have the 2 extra months.
$2.
Plus they have other game deals and shit on there. I was thinking about getting even though I had the Mafia 3, I want to start my whole game collection and have it be digital. I'm tired of having to have CDs and shit or game discs, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I was gonna try to. I figured I could only get probably like half of like $5 at the GameStop. So I'm probably gonna buy the digital copy and sell the disc. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I just got the disc from Amazon yesterday. But
Cool.
that's some cool. It's cool deals. I mean, what are your thoughts on the whole Game Pass thing?
Sure.
I mean, if you're a console gamer, you think it's decent?
Yeah, I mean, when I was, a kid and my cousins had Sega Genesis, they had a Sega channel where you could play the first level of like all these new games for free.
Yeah.
And that was like the beginning of this shit. So, I mean,
I'd rather pay $2 and be able to play the game instead of paying what's the full price probably going to be for a Xbox One game, like $60, $70.
yeah. I mean, plus, they got some pretty cool old stuff. You could get BioShock the Collection for $15.
Yeah. Were you a fan
That's
of
not-
those BioShock games?
Hold on. Excuse me. Believe it or not, I haven't played any of them all the way through, but what I have played looks really good and is very interesting. A lot of people like it, and that's all I gotta say about that. Microsoft bringing Xbox Live to Nintendo Switch, iOS, and Android. I had this story. I was going to use it as a Doug story.
Who gives a shit?
Who gives a fuck? It's fucking broke. Who gives a fucking shit about the I know. I'm all about crossplay. If you could play whatever on whatever, cool. I don't know why Sony's got their head up their ass, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, this is going to PC too. I think the Xbox Live.
Yeah. Cool. My thoughts.
Yeah,
It's cool. Next.
Doesn't PlayStation, don't they charge you now for playing online?
I think so. I mean, Xbox, you got to play online or pay to play online, even after you already pay to be online.
Aren't you basically paying to keep the servers clean from hackers?
I don't know. But then they get on it anyway. Devs accuse Sony of playing favorites with PS4's cross-platform support. Well, yeah. I mean, they're the whole reason there's no real crossplay on Fallout 76, which is horse shit.
Yeah.
Yes, you could say it's the server, whatever, but shut up. I mean, why did it take them so long to do, anything, and now that's not everything? Oh, it's only a few select ones. Shut up. Stupid. Next. Full text of Bezos statement accusing National Enquirer of blackmail. Oh boy. I didn't touch any of this whole thing because I like what they can do technology-wise. I don't care about their personal lives. But that is kind of horseshit if the National Enquirer is blackmailing people and paying off hookers for the president. Did I say that?
Well, he did the right thing though, because those type of people you need to shine a light on, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, and people act like, oh yeah, if it's like the worst thing in the world. It's like if you're, you know, if you have if you
A
like
tryst?
women, yeah,
I mean, people honestly don't. People, you can say whatever. The president of the United States lied and cheated on his wife, got impeached, and the entire country said, who gives a shit? Let's vote for him again.
yeah.
So,
I mean, if you cheat on your wife, that has nothing to do with your job. I don't think you should be fired or.
no, that's between you and your wife, because that's all I don't give a fuck.
It's really none of anybody's business, you know.
But you need to hire a professional reader if you're going to keep bringing on Tech Dirt articles, because I'm not going to read all this shit. Can Russia actually unplug from the Radeon?
Well, I'll just read a little bit because some of these first couple paragraphs can explain it. Russia is considering a plan to temporarily disconnect from the internet as a way to gouge how the country's cyber defenses would fare in the face of foreign aggression. According
That word is gauge.
Oh, thanks, Mike.
I'm not trying to be a dick.
But you're trying to be.
No, not trying.
I'm not trying, but I'm trying.
No, I'm not trying. It just comes naturally.
Right.
It's a gift.
According to Russian media, the general idea behind this is to see what would happen if other countries, such as the U.S., decided to cut Russia off from the internet. The bill would require internet providers to make sure that they can operate if foreign countries attempt to isolate the RunNet or RuNet or Russian internet. It was introduced after the White House published its 2018 national security strategy, which attributed cyber attacks on the United States to Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea. As part of the experiment, Communications Oversight Agency, I'm not even going to try that one, Roskomnadzor would examine whether data transmitted between Russia's users can remain in the country without being rerouted to servers abroad where it could be subject to interception. So basically, they want to try to do a no internet test for the whole country.
Mm-hmm.
How well do you think that's going to go for them?
I mean, it's Russia. They didn't have food until a couple years ago, right?
Oh, come on, man.
That's right.
I mean, isn't Russia like the biggest country that we would hate to go to like nuclear war with? I mean, isn't that always like the whole Cold War and everything?
Dude, I don't know.
I mean, aren't they technically a superpower?
Sure.
Anyways.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to do all my stories because I have too many and I'm not staying up till 4 a.m. So I'm just going to pick and choose a few here. I'm going to pick favorites like the devs. Or like Sony said, the devs say that Sony does.
It's got to hit you up at his theme though first. Okay, I'll just give you one ribbon.
Yeah. So kid-friendly Twitch streams aim to be the new Saturday morning cartoons. Is that a Debbie Downerton or a whatever?
I don't know yet.
Since practically a dawn, consuming television Saturday mornings have meant sitting down in front of the TV with a soggy bowl of cereal and watching cartoons. By the age of multiple 24/7 kid-focused cable channels, the Saturday morning cartoon is now a relic of the past. Now a pair of Twitch channels are teaming up to recreate the Saturday morning fun times for the age of streaming. So Super Funnyverse, which began... Oh! Dougie Frisch.
Yas, bitches.
What it is?
Here.
He caught up with us this time.
Oh, he's on before we left. Damn.
Weak.
Weird. I was just doing this article about how kid-friendly Twitch streams aim to be the new Saturday morning cartoons.
And I immediately wish I didn't get on.
You don't have
Actually,
any
what was that one article that was a dog article, Frank?
Oh, just the one?
Uh,
Hold on. Hold on. One of your stories, right? Yeah. Hold on, let me find it.
I have some very, very fantastic news today.
Uh-huh.
Within about 3 weeks, because I got to go down to Columbus to pick it up, I won a Twitch giveaway from Micro Center.
oh, really?
Twitter giveaway from Micro Center. So I'm getting a brand new AC router for my house free. So it's like a $120 router. I'm like, yes!
Yeah.
The power!
Sweet.
So we're not going to have to worry about any of those freezes anymore? Right?
I hope not.
Right.
I fucking hope not.
So Microsoft is bringing Xbox Live to Nintendo Switch, iOS, and Android, Doug.
Trash. Fucking trash.
Well, that's the greatest thing.
Microsoft equals trash.
What about devs accuse Sony of playing favorites with PS4's cross-platform support? They're bitching some more.
Who fucking who?
Well, you don't want to. Wouldn't you be worried about the devs just be giving the middle finger then to PlayStation? You want to have those exclusives then.
That's how you get exclusives. I mean, every single company that's had something has played favorites up to and now including Epic Games. So, I mean, it's not this. Oh my goodness, it's just happening. That's stuff that's happened for years. So,
hey, Ian, I got an article for you. Google Chrome dark mode on Windows 10 and Mac OS respects system-wide setting with latest Canary release.
Ooh, dark mode.
That's
sweet.
That's a passion of ours there.
Yeah, we did talked about this video Linus did a while ago. How to dark mode your life.
Yeah.
Across all your devices.
Well, basically, if you turn on dark mode in your system settings, Google will go, okay, and switch over to dark.
Actually, I do have one more thing to ask Doug about. That's a Doug article. Why Apple went to war with Facebook and Google.
Uh-oh. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is.
Sorry about that. So what's going
on? Why Apple went to war with Facebook and Google over the privacy shit.
Who fucking knows? At this point, I don't think anyone's 100% secure or safe, but I think Apple's probably the best that's out there. But still, people will do that shit.
Do you have any Doug specific articles, Frank, we could jump into?
Oh. On. The 3DS is even dying better than the Vita.
Sorry, but the Vita homebrew has actually kept the scene alive. And I'm actually surprised because the Vita is just now, I think it's in July, no longer getting PlayStation Plus support. So, I mean...
Well, I just had that because it was about the Vita. I didn't play the Vita.
I did. I actually still have my PlayStation TV.
Where the hell? Hold on, I had an article here I want to throw in. I can't find it. Oh, here we go. Copy. I can't believe that this isn't like Texas bill would make it illegal for Verizon and any other wireless provider to throttle disaster zones. I mean, I know what happened with the California wildfires, but Jesus, do we even have to say, "Hey, man, don't throttle our 911 calls and shit"? I mean, responders are trying to get to. Oh, we're just gonna throttle. Okay,
Fucking bullshit.
but don't worry, because they can throttle our calls because you know why? Nearly half the calls you receive this year will be spam, according to the FCC.
I believe it. That's not surprising.
But I do have one little Fallout story, by the way, Ian.
Oh yeah.
There's a new update coming, and it increases the stash size again, which is awesome, and adds some new quests.
Who gives a fuck?
Me.
Fallout's dead.
Nope.
Dead. No one cares.
Nope. No, you're thinking the Vita. Anyway.
I'm thinking of Fallout 76.
No, people buy it right now, dude. Anyway. So, after Anthem, EA needs to stop with this release date voodoo nonsense. Because I got Anthem for free with my graphics card, but even then, I still had difficulty figuring out if I could play the fucking demo or if I had to wait. And they came out with a damn chart to show you, hey, if you bought this version, you could play this date. If you bought this version, you could play this date. Because there's crossplay. Well, me and Floyd wanted to fucking play it together. I don't know if we're going to be able to fucking play. So, it's stupid.
I would suck.
But, Also, you were just talking about Epic Games, right, Doug?
Yeah.
So, Metro Exodus will preload on Steam, but not the Epic Games Store. Because remember, they were pre-ordering it, and then Epic said, you could pre-order on Steam, and then they decided to make it an Epic exclusive. So basically, everyone who pre-ordered already, they're going to be okay with it. Well, now, you can preload it on Steam, but you can't on Epic. And that's fucking funny. You know what else is funny, though?
What?
So, Epic Games Store release crashes without files called Steam.
Huh.
So, it's been a free Epic game the store this week, only with a surprise catch. The game crashed early on because the developer removed a bunch of files called Steam when bringing the game over from Valve's shopfront. I mean, that's funny. Not funny is
that should be like a what the fuck article.
Nah, it's just funny. What's not funny though is homophobic slurs. So Deadmau5 said
gay.
one on he said something in a Twitch stream and they banned him and he got mad and rage quit. So yeah. By the way, hey Doug.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of Windows 95?
Yes.
No, this is an app. Windows 95 version 2. This month, Reisenberg added some new features, such as the ability to reset a machine and play sound. In addition, the developer added some popular games, such as Doom, Wolfenstein 3D, A10 Tank Killer, and Grand Prix Circuit.
So it's basically just running Virtual Console. Or VM.
But it comes with games, so you don't gotta download them.
Whoopity doo!
It's basically like a customized ROM, right?
Right. So we already talked about Elon Musk and the whole back to AI that's too dangerous to live. So that's
Yeah.
my one what the fuck story. My other one, bizarre Google Play music issue means it can't cast 2019 music. Update fixed? It appears recently it may have been addressed. The bug meant Google Play Music subscribers couldn't stream new releases to connected speakers, but both of our editors who experienced the problem last week have confirmed it's once again working for them. So basically, if you're listening to a new song on your phone and then you tell it to go play it on a speaker, it goes, nah, son, nah, not me, nah.
Nah, bro. Nah, bro.
That's funny.
And it's a good thing that, new music is trash anyway, so.
Most new music, unfortunately, is trash.
I do have a non-Debbie Downer story to try to leave off on. Ooh, and then I'll have a Doug story, okay?
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
SpongeBob. Whoop. Spinoffs are coming to Nickelodeon as well as a Paddington TV show. And it's also reviving all of that with a new cast.
Yay, let's wait till the guy's dead and completely fuck up his legacy. Yay!
SpongeBob's not dead.
The creator, the guy who actually came up with SpongeBob is.
No one cares about that. That's a real human being. We want the, Sponge cartoon. We don't care.
Garbage.
Did you guys watch the
Nope.
Aladdin trailer?
No.
It doesn't look that bad.
Okay.
It doesn't look that bad.
No, it really doesn't.
Oh, people are saying, they have like memes where people are like fixing Will Smith's face or whatever.
They were like, oh shit, he's blue. So will the Galaxy S10 Plus with a 12 gig of RAM be faster than the iPhone XS?
I would hope so, considering that phone is about almost a year newer. Herpa derp.
I hope it has that terabyte chip that they just made.
Terabyte chip.
Yes, that was an article last couple weeks ago. Samsung has a chip to be able to put a terabyte in a phone.
You mean a terabyte of storage?
Yeah. Tell me that wouldn't be dope.
It would be pretty cool. The RAM is pretty impressive too. If it's 12 gigs, I mean,
pretty fly for a white guy.
Hey, can you guys give me a view only link on the podcast real quick?
A what?
A view only link. Something like the podcast, but not be on the podcast real quick.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Not like an invite, but a view only.
You just want to listen?
By the way, Frankie, I have something to show you.
Uh-oh. Pull your pants back up. Yeah. What's that?
My 2010 MacBook.
Oh. You have a
3 gigs
MacBook?
of RAM. Yeah, 3 gigs of RAM, 250 gig hard drive. Got it off of eBay for $120.
What OS is it running?
High Sierra.
How do you like it?
So far, so good. It's going to end up being my Word and Excel unit for my classes. So.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also hit another jackpotizzle. I got an iPad 2.
Yeah.
For $30. So,
$30?
Yeah.
The fuck was wrong with it?
Nothing. There's like 2 dings on it, and that's all. But since the 2 isn't officially supported anymore. Yep.
So you can't update it again, huh?
No, can't update it. But iTunes still works on those models, and anything that I may have had, like an app that has an available older version, Apple made it so you can still download that older version. So now, for the High Sierra Mac that I have here, I can still download all the apps that ran on, up to and including High Sierra, and same for that iPad, which is nice.
Okay. Gotcha.
So now the only thing Apple that I'm missing is like the AirPods and the HomePod, and I'm probably not going to buy those. So Apple is my life.
By the way, I was trying to go back. I thought we had a Doug article a while ago that we really wish Doug could have been on for it. Remember, like, what was it, like last month or the month before, where the Nintendo CEO was talking about they might go away from consoles. What would you think about that, Doug?
It'd be quite possibly the dumbest thing they've ever did.
That'd be like a Sega, right?
Sega.
Like, why would you go away from consoles? Like, that I just don't get. I don't get.
Yeah, Nintendo president says the company could move away from consoles.
Fuck bronze.
Never mind. This article is saying take your ad blocker off.
Nice.
The other article I was going to ask Doug about tonight that we were talking about that you probably would have some comments is, did you hear about that MCN Defy Media going under?
Yes.
Yeah, and they owe like a bunch of content creators $1.7 million.
Yep.
And that's pretty fucked up.
Pretty fucked up ain't the word. I mean, it's just some fucking dirty ass shit. For a company that takes in essentially 40% of every single content creator, and I believe at that moment Defy had like 60 or 70 different channels all pulling in fucking buku buck to go under like that. It's just fucking mind boggling. Like Machinima essentially torched their YouTube channel. It torched everything, burned it all to the fucking ground. Everything either went private or they just deleted it. Like,
that's crazy.
Like, what? Like, at very least, let your fucking creators know. That way they can either jump ship or try to get with another MCN. Let them get their fucking content. I mean, these people, like, as much as I enjoy being like an independent YouTuber and stuff I do for fun, there are people out there who do this, and now they're forced to do it because they're under contract and they get paid. Even though I still don't consider YouTube to be a hardcore stable job, and it's for reasons such as this. I mean, it's disappointing. It's
just like it's the best advice you could get for being a YouTube creator is don't, because I mean, like, you have all that copyright strike abuse and stuff going on now. We were talking about that, and the monetization is just like impossible to if you want to start today to be a YouTuber, you really couldn't. Could you?
Well, you could. You just have to get into specific spaces. But the sad part of it is getting under an MCN is actually more advantageous to going it alone. Do you guys hear what happened to Kyle from Bitwit this week?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck is that bullshit? You know? And by the way, if you guys have not seen that video, because it is back up, you have to look up Bitwit's video with Lyle. Like
That's funny.
That was some funny shit. I'm sorry.
Don't use longer screw. That's for a fan. That was funny.
He knows
It's
nothing
just-
about how to put together a computer than me.
Yeah.
I want to know how he kept a straight face throughout that entire video. But
It's just you could have a whole list of negatives about YouTube now. It's just like it's scary. How could you even be motivated to want to, you know?
well, that's why so many creators are going to Twitch. They're going to YouNow.
I wonder if there's going to be like a thing how like Ben showed me a link. I forgot to bring it to the show. How Tumblr's got a second website now because Tumblr got rid of all the porn, so everyone's jumping to the new Tumblr
Check out my new Tumblr.
with porn.
Check out my Tumblr. No porn.
Nope. This is what the hell was it? He linked me. Hold on. It's what the hell is it called?
Herpaderp.
Yeah, it's what you
Flippity flappity floop.
hang on, it's just thinking. Yeah, it's
See, you haven't been making a whole lot of videos though, Doug, lately. Have you? I mean, you do a couple cardio confessions once in a while, but
These past couple weeks I've been sick and stuff, but we're back on the cardio confessions probably tomorrow night or possibly Sunday. So that
okay.
I've got more videos in action that would work. 1 or 2 already in the can I haven't put up yet. So
what about? Aren't you Are you gonna bring in that podcast back, man?
right now, since I'm back in school, that's on the back burner for the moment. So.
You're back in school.
Yeah, he's Billy
Where are you
Madison.
going to school?
Going
Back to
to
school.
well, since my wife is in the union, one of the union benefits is anybody within the within the union and their families gets to go to school for free. So there's a school that the union contracted out to that I do all my classes online. So
What are you going to school for, Doug?
business management with a finance designation.
Business management, accounting, VCR repair, taxidermy.
Speaking of, Nate actually messaged me of all people the other day because
yeah.
I put a call on Facebook because I finally pulled out the old transcoder and downloaded the software so I can start building my virtual library. So I've been looking for like older VHSs, stuff that hasn't been released on DVD, and like just older VHSs because it's cheaper that way anyway, to be able to start building my media library.
Yeah, my friend Nate, he's been helping this old guy trying to digitize all of his VHS and stuff because he's got a shitload of VHSs.
Yeah.
But did you guys hear? Nate Dogg is getting married.
What?
Is he going to get married with a bag over his head since he doesn't like people to see his face? Yeah, since he doesn't like people to see his face.
Yeah.
Today,
It's going to be a face reveal wedding.
Gonna have the best man standing in front of him the whole time.
Today we sanctify the marriage of faceless Nate and poor woman. But yeah, he hit me up on Facebook the other day. It's like he told me I should come up and see you guys, but
yeah, you should, man.
Well, I will be in Columbus here in a couple weeks for the Arnold, so that's.
Oh no, you're gonna be stuck in traffic.
Oh no, I'm not. Okay, here's the thing about Columbus: if you get out early enough in the morning, you beat all the traffic. And for the Saturday and Sunday, I beat all the traffic anyway because there's no traffic on High Street at 8 o'clock in the morning on the weekends.
Okay, are you staying in town for the Arnold then?
Yes.
Okay, that's not what I meant. I meant driving the fuck home.
That is going to be nothing because by the time I come home on Sunday night, it'll be dead. Because we end up rolling out of Columbus around 7, 8 o'clock on a Sunday night. Hardly any traffic.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and go, guys.
It was go home, see his family.
Yeah, well, we got a puppy dog that's got to get up every so often to go potty, and my wife's trying to sleep. She's only got about 4 hours sleep in the last 2 days. So,
well, what time did we start?
9:30.
No, we started later than that. We started. You said it was like 10.
Show? Man,
So we're only actually like 2.5 hours tonight.
Well, you guys can continue to chat. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll see you next week. You'll probably still be talking.
Yeah, we like to talk.
That's
I
what
do
a
too, but
podcast does.
my ass is asleep.
Now, your face doesn't look asleep.
Oh,
Yeah.
Pow! Home run.
oh, yeah. Did you see his new puppy?
Yeah, we got a schnoodle. She had to go poopies a lot because she's not housebroken, so we got to watch her. Well, anyway, you guys continue having your talk about the things and the stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and boogie.
Okay, man. If you do any streams, holler at us.
I need to do that, but I probably won't because I'm fucking lazy. I got a new Minecraft server up. Ben and I were playing on. I need to really do that, but we'll see. Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see. Not unless via the Windows 10 update or whatever.
Right. All right, guys. Have a good
Later.
Later.
Yeah, we were also talking about this. We had a discussion piece about this new Windows 10 update that's apparently is like it makes you use 100% of your GPU that's dedicated to like the main application that you're doing. So like if it's a video game or whatever, it's gonna dedicate 100% usage to the GPU. So like you really can't use any other software like OBS or whatever.
That is ridiculous.
And it's because of a new Windows update.
Why is beyond me.
So basically, you have to, if you really want to be serious about streaming, like with the higher, if you want to do like the 4K with the really high refresh rate and, like the newest Battlefield or whatever, you basically got to have a second streaming computer.
It's nuts.
Should have gotten a Mac, right?
Damn right. All Apple all the time, baby.
Yeah, but who's doing streaming on the Mac though? Game streams.
Somebody with an external GPU.
I don't know. I don't know too much. Like, I know how they work, but I haven't seen a whole lot of people do reviews on those.
It's actually pretty easy. I mean, your standard output to your TV is just bridged by the GPU. So, I mean, when you're like, I think it's the ones they have now is just like USB Type C. So
yeah,
see that and that out, and so we're good to go. And of course, you have your capture card and whatnot.
I don't know why it just sucks that like with the graphics card is pretty limited the selection with it. Like if you're doing the new Mac Pros or whatever. Well, not the new one, not the trash can, but the better design where you could actually push it in it. It had to be like a Mac specific GPU. Because I remember when Ben was looking for one, it had to be specifically Mac compatible,
Well, now the scope of those are a lot larger. So when you kind of go for something like that, all you gotta do is pick from a list, and your list anymore is basically just a basic list of GPUs.
Well, I really hope because they're supposed to go back to that design, the Mac Pro.
Yeah. Well, you mean the trash can design?
No, they're supposed to go back to the one before that where you could actually put whatever shit you wanted in it, you know?
No one knows what they're going to do yet because everyone's kind of freaking out because, I mean, you have the iMac Pro and now people kind of freaking out. It's like, okay, what's the next form factor going to be like? I myself, I like the Mac Pro. I don't mind the so-called trash can look to it.
Yeah.
It's all about nice and innovation and making it look good. I mean, Apple just made it look like you don't have a PC sitting on your table, if you even have it on your table. You know, I think, design wise, it's a good design. I mean, I think people just are looking way too much into it. Like,
Well, I mean,
what am I supposed to do this? What am I supposed to do that? And I'm like, really? We're going from Macs having, or not even just Macs, but PCs in general, having this really terrible, just blocky design and just looking like the most personality gone looks that I think I've ever seen, to something with a little bit of character and people shit on it. So.
Well, I mean, it's not really the target audience for the Mac Pro is supposed to be professionals, people that are more about the work. They kind of released it for more of a consumer. They were trying to go for more of a consumer design, weren't they?
I don't even know if it would be that. It's just. It's just something where, like, Apple decided to go with a different way in general to have a design. And I mean, Apple's all about design. It's not even the fact of going from a professional to a consumer design. It's just Apple's design team, like, very much enjoys a challenge of making something that's functional that can also not look like some blank piece of hardware. You know what I mean? So.
Well, if that's what you want, though.
Yeah. Well, in that case, buy the older Mac Pro. They'll still go for a decent amount of money. They still have a lot of power to them.
Yeah.
A matter of fact, I'll look this up real quick. So we look at the older Mac Pros. Excuse me. Let's see. Your Mac Pro in general. And I'm just looking it up based off of Wikipedia here because they always have a nice little handy graph. The 2012 Mac Pro, okay, came with a 3.2 gigahertz quad-core Bloomfield Xeon processor, 8 megabytes of L3 cache, or two 2.4 gigahertz 6-core Westmore Xeon processors with 12 megabytes of L3 cache. Your system bus is 4.8. Your memory, 4 gigs for quad and 6-core models, or 8 gigs for 8 and 12 core models of DDR3 ECC memory. Even you go one generation back with the Westmeres. One 2.8 Bloomfield Intel Xeon. Excuse me. 4.8 GTs on the quad core models. 3 gigs for quad and 6 core models, or 6 gigs for 8 and 12 core models. Both units had the ATI Radeon HD 5770 with a gig of GDDR5 memory. So, and then of course that'll do Mojave and higher. If you end up going with the 2009 model, Intel Xeon, and that's a 2.66 gigahertz Bloomfield, or 2.26 gigahertz Gainestown. I mean, you take a look at that, your performance differences are minimal. I mean, when you're going to see differences and whatnot, but Even your secondary storage. For the newer models, you went with the 1 terabyte SATA with 32 megabytes of cache. You go back to the 2009 model, or the early 2009 model, 640 gigs with 16 megabytes of cache. You can also get an optional 1 terabyte or 2 terabyte with 32 megabytes cache on either unit. Just for the newer models, you can go to the SSD or another secondary storage for the 2009, a 7200 RPM SATA hard drive. So, yeah. You take a look at the older units, and even those aren't even the newer ones. So, and those are that's 2009, mid 2010, and mid 2012. You take a look at the late 2013. That's the Ivy Bridge Xeon. It's a 3.7 gigahertz quad core Ivy Bridge with 10 megabytes L3 cache, or one 3.5 gigahertz 6 core Ivy Bridge with 12 megabytes L3 cache. It does pump up the memory to 12 gigs or 16 gigs for a quad core model, or 16 gigs for a 6 core model. I mean, even though you're getting these pumped up amounts of RAM, your secondary storage is 256 gigabytes flash storage, or you can go up to a terabyte of flash storage. So, I mean, even though you have these kind of pumped up amounts of RAM and storage, you're still getting pro results. As a matter of fact, I've seen a lot of users on YouTube put up the older iMac or the older Mac Pros to newer PCs, and you can still well, hell, I mean, even just for comparison's sake, you could go back and take a look at a 2012 MacBook Pro and be able to edit 4K video.
Yeah, I was gonna say, could you do like 4K video editing? And
I don't see any reason why you couldn't on an older Mac Pro. Maybe not the 20 or the 2009 model, but I'd say the mid 2012.
Yeah. I think just a lot of people feel like it's, I guess Apple is kind of like a fashion company where you really, if you want the more, if you really don't get a whole lot of choices as far as their current gen, it's whatever they want to do,
Well, I think the one thing you also have to remember is when you take a look at what Apple does, they don't make these kind of, everyone calls them a fashion brand. But Apple, even though they make stuff that looks good, they make stuff that's functional. Apple doesn't attack the gamer crowd. And only with these recent crop of units have you seen Apple really make a step forward and say, we want people to game on our system. It just doesn't happen like that. Apple's more about productivity. Apple's more about functionality. And if you want to play some games, you might be able to play one or two if you're lucky. I mean, you're not going to be able to play like Rise of the Tomb Raider or anything like that, or even anything newer than that. But Apple is about being able to do your work, being able to do it simply, being able to do it effectively and efficiently. That's why they say it just works, because it just works. Apple doesn't put these, blazing fast speeds for gamers. It's just not their way.
I was reading that the Tech of Tomorrow, or it was Tech of Tomorrow. It was a YouTube channel that I like to watch, and he's like a tech reviewer and stuff. And he did 2 videos, like 5 reasons why people hate Macs and 5 reasons why you would want to get a Mac. And one of the comments in the videos was very honest, and he said basically Apple treats you like you're a user, whereas PCs treat you like you're an admin.
I think that's fair. But even on that, there are ways to there are ways to make yourself an admin with Apple, and they allow it. Like, there is a lot of different ways to get around certain things on Apple, and they'll let you do it, and for the sake of letting you have a little bit more freedom with your unit.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, you can run Windows on a Mac through Boot Camp. How many other companies will let you run a secondary operating system on their unit just willy-nilly?
You mean like the HPs and the Dells and stuff?
Yeah. You can, but you have to set up a partition. You have to go through also the BS.
Yeah.
You just run Boot Camp, and boom, you now have dual operating systems on your Mac. You can bypass certain things on older Macs. That's how I got my older Macs that I have here to work in a couple of cases, because there are back doors you can get through. And most people, when you think of a good functional PC, you think of Mac, because Mac doesn't bog you down.
Should have gotten a Mac.
Programmers normally buy Macs.
I thought programmers usually use Linux.
Linux is if you want to learn how to program, but most
Linux,
of your
it's like for hackers.
Yeah, Linux is a little bit more for hackers, but even still, you can still do a lot of stuff with Apple.
I mean, I agree. I'm just saying, out of the box, it's more for people that are it's idiot proof, where you don't want to have to worry about anything. But I mean, there's still some problems with Apple, but basically it's made for you to turn the thing on and be able to get going. It's basically they like to treat their systems the same as you would a smartphone, where basically most smartphones are kind of idiot proof,
Well, not only that, but the seamless integration between everything is just fantastic. I can run AirPlay on pretty much any Mac unit in my house. I can run I can be watching something up here, and I want to watch it on my Apple TV. I'm pretty sure I can pop it to my Apple TV from my Mac if I want to. I can receive text messages via iMessage on my Mac. I can run FaceTime from my Mac to a phone. It just everything. It just works. It flows so well together, and it doesn't cause you headaches.
I mean, all that stuff is nice. I've just always treated all my devices separately and have rarely had a need to interface between them. It just depends on what you want to do, I guess,
Yep. So.
But, I mean, you do see, a lot of people, a lot of times Macs are in movies and stuff, like the laptops.
Matter of fact, speaking of hackers, if you watch the movie Hackers that has Angelina Jolie in it from the 90s, I think it's 95.
Yeah.
Everything is a Mac in that movie.
Yeah, I just watched that show. Did you ever watch that show, Halt and Catch Fire?
No.
Oh, okay. It's basically, it's not about Macs, but it's basically, starting from the 80s about different, drama and scandals and stuff of tech startups, back from that time period.
Oh.
And the one guy engineering a computer, he used to work for IBM and stuff.
Oh, everybody loves IBM, don't they? IBM. Idiot business management. Integrated bullshit mountains.
Apple really doesn't do a whole lot of business specific things, do they?
Well, the older versions of the Mac Mini, you can run Mac Mini server. You can actually buy a Mac Mini server. for your home server. Apple does sell the Mac Minis in the server rack complex. Matter of fact, there is I can't remember the name of the place that does it, but it's basically an entire unit. I'm talking entire building of nothing but Macs. That it's basically a server farm. And of course, you got the Mac Pros and the iMac Pros that can work very well in that type of environment. But
yeah, of course, for the like the individual professionals, but they've always seemed to kind of like shy away from the enterprise and the server kind of space.
They're just not direct about it anymore. There's, when you take a look at your enterprise clients, they deserve and they expect a separate class of service overall. So you really got to pump in the resources to get something that's going to be effective.
Yeah, you can't control every aspect of that, like where basically servers need people all the time with those.
Oh yeah.
You can't build a wall garden around a server, I guess. I don't know.
Just for posterity's sake, I'm on eBay currently. So what I'm looking for is we'll go for price plus shipping lowest. I just looked up Mac Pro. The cheapest Mac Pro that I'm seeing here is a 2.4 gig quad core Intel Xeon 8 gigabytes of RAM. 14 bits currently, and it's already at $54. And that's broke. It says used will not run latest OS, does not include monitor, keyboard, mouse. So maybe it's not broken. It doesn't look like it's 100% broken. But yeah. And that's probably going to hit at least $100 because it's almost done. So it's about 2 days left. So let's go for, let's see, 2008 Mac Pro used parts for $90. Buy it now. An entire 8-core kit that comes with just the processors. Get this, just the processors, the 3 gigahertz E5472 Xeon processors is $90 for a set of 2.
Interesting.
iMac Pro G5 desktop as is $100. These units are something else.
So, Doug, have you seen any new movies lately, or is there any that you're looking forward to coming out?
Not really. I haven't really watched very many movies as of recently. Just more focusing on working out and school. So I don't get out much no more.
Did you see the Aquaman movie?
Hell no.
I figured you'd be all about that. Isn't that dude like a wrestler or something?
No.
He looks like with the like the muscles and the long hair and stuff.
Plus, I don't get down with Aquaman because Aquaman sucks. Print that.
You like the Submariner?
No, but they both suck. Aquaman sucks. If you ever have to do a preview for this episode at some point in the future, you put this at the front of that preview. Aquaman sucks. And I don't mean in a joking way. I mean he sucks. Like hardcore. He sucks. What's your special power? I can talk to fish? Great. Get me a tuna sandwich. Aquaman sucks.
Did you see Marvel's or Disney's streaming service? One of the first shows is going to be the Loki. They're going to do a Loki show.
Yep.
What do you think about that?
Don't know how they're going to work it into the current storyline, but we'll see.
Did you do you like any of the new Spider-Man shit or?
I haven't got a chance to watch the
Spider-Verse thing.
movie, but it looks interesting. I haven't gotten a chance to really watch it yet. So
What about that? Did you watch that new season of The Punisher?
Again, haven't had a chance to watch much. I'm actually desperately behind on my Marvel Netflix shows right now. So
At least you have plenty to watch.
Here's a question for you. You like football?
Not really. Not a big sports guy.
Man. Well, for
Well,
all
what do you got?
For all you sports fans out there, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a value this week. Check this out. There is a football league out there called the Arena Football League.
Really?
Now, Arena is indoor football.
Oh, okay.
So Arena football is played indoors on a 50-yard field, and it's basically cut in half. It's basically higher paced, more action, and it's just like, to me, I like the product. If you guys like free football, Arena Football League is doing a deal right now. If you sign up for their streaming service, you get a free trial. Their free trial is 1 year. 365 days. You basically get the entire 2019 season for free.
Really?
And you're not charged for anything until next year. 365 days out. And to start with, the service is only $30. Like $30 or $40. I think it might be $40. But yeah. You basically get a year's worth of football for free. It's a 12-game season, and there's 8 teams in the league currently. So anyone out there that is a sports fan that likes to have good value and likes to watch football, congratulations.
Foosball.
Get a free year of football. Not bad at all.
No, that's pretty good. What do you think about all that the coach abuse and stuff going on with the college football? I remember Philip DeFranco did a documentary about that a little bit ago.
Are you thinking about
like with Ohio State
or something?
What?
Was it Syracuse or Clemson or something like that? Somebody,
yeah,
one of the big fives. I'm just not.
A lot of them are doing like giving them like physical, not just mental abuse, but physical abuse. A lot of them are hitting them and making them go through shit that's fucking them up and everything, you know.
Yeah, and that's one thing nobody wants to assume or think about when it comes to stuff like that. It's just really sad.
I mean, my whole thing is like, because a lot of people say, well, because like they want to actually get paid because they're a lot of them are barely getting by. They're basically starving and stuff, trying to get through school, and a lot of times in order to even get into the onto the team, they're like, oh well, you can only take these kind of classes or whatever, so you could have more time for football. So it's like, well, then what's the point of them giving you the scholarships then if you're just going to be focused mainly on the football? It's like you're basically then at that point just doing it for nothing, you know?
Well, here's the thing you got to remember, okay? When it comes to collegiate sports, there's a dividing line, okay? And I won't get into like the big nuts and bolts because that'll be like a 20-minute dissertation of, and it's true though. I mean, I could get into it, but it'd almost be like a rambling spiel because I'd have to explain how the players are treated versus how the players use the NCAA. and I kind of almost have to do it to kind of make people see what that line is. I mean, anyone who goes to college can work during college. You know, I work a
Actually,
full-time
some of them
job.
are saying that you can't even get on a team if you're working.
Well, here's part of this, but this is also part of the situation. I'm in school right now. You know, yeah, mine's more like a technical college or a community college, I guess you can call it, but it's still, you know, it's a spot where I can earn a degree, and I can work my 40 hours a week at my regular job. A lot of your players, the NCAA does not forbid you from working for yourself. It just can't be related to football or your connected sport. But most of your teams that you go play for, your colleges that you play for, don't want you to work a job because that makes you a liability, and you also have to put forth your effort in practices, and in most cases you're left with maybe 1 day a week to work, if that, and you still have your schoolwork to work with because you're required by the NCAA to keep up a certain GPA to be eligible for athletics. It's just like high school. So here's where the players get screwed. A player walks on at Ohio State for argument's sake, right?
Right.
So you have that player who walked on at Ohio State is a decent enough player, most likely going to start, most likely going to be playing the bulk of the snaps throughout the year for Ohio State football. Okay, that player is basically working 40 hours a week to essentially be an athlete. They're watching tape. They're in practices. They're shadowing other players. They're running drills. I mean, they're just going. On top of that, they have a minimum course load that they're required to take through Ohio State to keep up their grades, which has to satisfy the NCAA, which sometimes it's 3 to 4 classes. And most of you people know out there, a college class is nothing to scoff at. So you probably have, 5, 6 hours, 8 hours at minimum of outside the class work to do.
Yeah.
Now, that player who's a walk-on doesn't have a scholarship, not getting a free ride, has to somehow find a way to eat, has to somehow find a way to get clothes, has to somehow be able to live on campus, but doesn't really have the time or now the energy to work. Okay? They get certain small stipends through the school, but those stipends have to end at a certain point because of NCAA rules. So the NCAA is now making sure that you go to class, making sure that you are under certain limitations for how you work out. And the coaches who are abusing that are the ones who get caught specifically, because you don't see a lot of that anymore. But now you have someone who can barely eat, can barely go to class, can barely work out, and barely play the game, is now required to do an extra day's work of 40 minutes out on the field, not including travel. You see how this entire thing just gets shuffled around where the student no longer matters?
Yeah.
Now, let's say that student who walked on, who doesn't have a scholarship, tears his ACL last game of the season. They're now useless to the college unless they're essentially taking a year off and redshirting, and they might be 80% of the player they used to be. That all feeds into this entire microcosm, feeds into the players having to take care of themselves, which is partially the reason why things are now coming out more of kids getting abused inside programs, because people are sick and tired of seeing this stuff.
Yeah.
And
My thing is they should be able to choose it. Hey, do you want to get a scholarship or do you want to get the scholarship money?
Yeah.
You know, like, is it? You should be able to choose if that money is going to be for school or if you want to. You know, what they need to do is have. There's no way to progress from the small time to the big time with as far as football goes. They should have it be where baseball, where you could do the little leagues, and not have to go to school. You know.
Well, and that's the thing too, is that the NCAA racks in millions and millions and millions of dollars in football revenue. Not even just football, football, basketball, baseball, hockey, tennis.
Oh yeah, the whole. There's lots of money to be made with the schools and the the NCAA. In the Philip DeFranco's documentary, he was talking about how basically they really don't care about the players. It's all just about the money because and how far they've gone away from their founding principles because they're not. They even said to themselves that right now they're not legally responsible for players anymore. Even though that's what the whole thing was founded on back in the day, and all they care about is just fairness right now. They don't care about if the player gets hurt or if the coaches are doing this or that. They're not liable at all anymore.
There's actually a documentary out there. I think it's on SB Nation, where there's this big to-do between two rival schools in Mississippi, and this one player who was offered $10,000 to play at one school, which of course is illegal by NCAA rules.
Yeah,
got caught up in the investigation, and there's an entire big to-do about it. But I honestly think at this point it's time to pay the players. They're basically playing semi-pro football.
Yeah, and they're getting used up. They're getting all these injuries and stuff. It's just like regular football, you know.
It's to the point anymore where there's a couple players now who have actually invoked this and actually needed to cash it out and have that. What's it called? It's basically invented a new style of insurance. It's basically, I think they call it like athlete insurance or something like that. Athlete semi-pro or athlete amateur insurance, where basically if your stock is high when you're in college or even coming out of high school going to college and you get hurt, you get paid.
Yes.
I can't remember who it was, but he was supposed to be a high pick quarterback, was supposed to drop like $20 million or something like that in the draft. Last game of the season, boom, game over, career-ending injury, and got paid. But it's not just player abuse and coach abuse of players and stuff like that. It's a new and developing symptom of an overall problem that just keeps snowballing.
Yeah, and companies like the NCAA and the coaches, they get tons of money, whereas the players are getting fucked over, you know.
Yeah, like you congratulations, you get a free education. No, not all kids get a free education. There are some kids who are there through student loans, and they'll be lucky to make it out with their ass intact.
Even if they do get like a full expense, go get a full scholarship to a real expensive school, they should get more than that.
Exactly. I believe that way too. Because everyone likes to again point out you're getting a free education. Well, a free education will not pay the bills.
Isn't it kind of redundant though? If you're going to be that major in sports, are you that's what you really want to do? That's not. We can do that for a backup, maybe. One day.
That's what most guys do. I mean, you take a look at the NFL in specific. Your standard shelf life is anywhere from 4 to 8 years. That's your normal shelf life.
Yeah.
Someone like Tom Brady is an anomaly. That almost never happens. If you're a running back, it's normally 4 years or less.
It's just like going to war. They want to use you up. You
Yep.
know, they get you young, being a soldier and
Agree.
stuff. You know.
I do agree, but again,
It's definitely a big problem.
Yeah, as again, just how it's treated right now, unfortunately.
And
Which
I think some of those coaches were like people in the schools too are getting paid to look the other way and all that shit. Is like a lot of shady shit too going on.
yeah, it's fucking bullshit. But that is what it is. It is what it is, and eventually it's going to come to a head, and things are going to change. Things were already in the middle of changing. So
Yeah. What So what else do you got going on? Are you working on any books or what do you got in the brewing in your creative endeavors?
well, I had put the book on the small shelf.
On the
Just
back
a
burner.
little bit of writer's block. So there's that. But I ended up, and this is completely psychotic of me, and I don't know why I decided to do it, but it's actually almost done now. My favorite Edgar Allan Poe short story is The Cask of Amontillado. I love that story. And I'm reading it one night because I love to either hear it or I read it. It's just it gets me creative. Almost my entire life I've read this short story. And one night I'm like, well, what happens next? So I'm like, well, what happens next? You know. So I pulled out a bottle of brandy and started working on part 2 of The Cask of Amontillado, and I don't want to reveal too much of it because I think that it is a very weird story to attempt, and I want to keep it short. It as short, if not a bit shorter than the original, but it will not be of the same generation of people in the original.
Okay.
Lord only knows if it's going to be any good. I can make this and I can put it out there, and I'm fully expecting to at least get dumped on once or twice, if not 100%, because this is something I've never attempted before. But it's just something creative that I need to get out, you know. And I do these short stories every once in a while, and it gets the brain going, and I'm able to refocus on the main book that I'm working on. But it's also kind of making me go back and look at the short stories I'm working on for the horror project that I want to do. But I know that can't happen for a while because I don't have the money to do the movie that I want to do, or even the YouTube series I want to do for the horror project. So there's that.
Who are you going with publishing? Do you ever check out? Because I heard there's some new websites now where it's basically eBay for like your publishing and stuff, where they take care of everything for you.
I haven't looked specifically into that, mostly because I'm just trying to stay individual. I mean, I can go through iTunes and self-publish. So,
Oh, you can.
yeah, you can basically
Okay.
self-publish via iTunes. But it may be something I may think about later on down the line if it kind of comes up to where I can maybe actually make some money off of that. We'll see.
Well, back in the day, you actually had to go with like a serious company and get all these negotiations and stuff. You know,
the game's all changed now. I mean, I think the story I have for the book, if I was able to, because I'm pretty much I can be able to kind of draw out a framework. I think it'd make a good TV show if I could do that. No, so. But again, and there has to be interested parties, and there has to be a good end game for it. There's that. I've been also dipping my toe back into doing sports related stuff. I actually going to be putting in an application to be a beat writer for a website here pretty soon. Just
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we'll see what happens there. I mean, that completely out of left field, and Lord only knows if I'll get that, if at all.
For those of us that don't know, what's a beat writer?
A beat writer is somebody who basically, if you take a look on a website, let's say Cleveland Indians, the little 5-6 paragraph box score, top plays, small interview with a player. And that's basically what a beat writer does. He basically recaps the beat, goes over
Beat
the
it.
night before, and gives you small snippet little stories of the game before.
That's pretty cool.
And that's actually one of the things I was originally going to get into when I first was thinking about going back to school, was going for sports media, sports journalism. I don't know, because I've never really attempted to write in that style before. So I'm going to be doing some test writings here pretty soon, and maybe kind of see what I can come up with as far as my creativity goes. Because a lot of that is just very matter of fact, but it's more about structure. Making sure that it's readable, that the reader gets exactly the information they need from the game and is able to enjoy the article. So we'll see.
Well, as a person that's into, writing and journalism and stuff, what are your thoughts on Article 13?
Article 13.
Yes.
Do not believe I've seen anything on Article 13 recently.
It's a European thing, but it'll affect a lot of places like YouTube and a lot of news outlets and stuff.
It's the stuff in the European Union, isn't it? The copyright law amendments. Oh, let's see. Pros changes, split opinions.
A lot of shit with linking
I've
to
read
news articles.
The meme culture and stuff. Yeah, it won't last long. But then again, I mean, you take a look at how the European Union has treated copyright law over the years and stuff like that. I'm not particularly surprised. But
I would think that you'd be the type of person that would support that, just because you're a writer and you want to have your works protected and shit.
Well, there's a difference between having your work protected and also stifling the fair use principle. I mean, you take a look at how. Well, I mean, hell, you take a look at Kyle from Bitwit.
Yeah.
He didn't even attempt to make a serious video on what The Verge did, which, I mean, let's just be honest, that video sucked anyway. But that's besides the point.
Well, the whole I actually haven't seen that yet. I've heard about it, but I haven't seen it. It wasn't the whole thing like you use their clips or whatever, which was still technically fair use.
Well, basically, what Kyle did as Lyle was take snippets of the most offending parts of that video. Which, if any of you have not seen the original Verge video for how to build a PC, sponsored by Capital One, number one, which this is probably the dumbest nitpick, but this is indicative of the entire video as a whole. He pulls out zip ties and calls them tweezers.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, what? He assembles this computer almost all wrong, and somehow still gets it to post. I mean, he screws in the radiator with no filters, no fans. He screws it in so badly that if he would have went any further in, he would have pierced the radiator for the water cooling unit. He actually installs the power supply incorrectly. He actually
And he did that with the thermal paste. I think I saw a couple clips from it, but
he didn't just go. This guy, he says he notices that there's thermal paste on the water block, and then proceeds to apply more in such a fashion. Like I like Linus's method. In the middle of your processor, a small rice grain piece of your
little
thermal
bead.
Yeah, like a bead. Rice grain at the most. This guy actually draws out a little square on the outskirts of the damn processor to go along with the thermal paste that's already on the water block. It's unnecessary. It's stupid. He actually touches the, I think it might have been a Ryzen chip that he was using. He actually touches the contacts on the bottom of the damn processor.
I mean, obviously that shit's gonna fuck it up, but I did see Jay did a video a while ago about where like if you put a bunch on there, it's not gonna mess it up, and if you do if you don't wear like those static wrist guard things, he said a lot of that shit is just people being scared, and it's actually a lot harder to mess the shit up than you would think. You just gotta use common sense,
This dude says, "Oh, you got to use a static wristband," and you know what he uses as a static wristband? A Livestrong wristband. Not even like in case you people out there have not seen an anti-static wristband, it's literally just a little Velcro wristband that you put on your wrist to basically ground you and make sure that you don't short out your motherboard, your processor, so on and so forth. And it has to be attached. There's a little line, a little lead that runs off of this thing because it has a little contact that touches your skin and runs off and then is connected to a grounding piece. He just, you need an anti-static wristband. And it's just a regular wristband. It's a regular wristband.
It's just that they were idiots. That's the main thing.
Yeah, that's the main thing is that, and let's also be honest. Something I found out, I think it was from Jay's 2 Cents or Paul's Hardware's video. It wasn't just this one guy and a camera. I can understand, okay? Not everyone, like me, my first time putting together the PC is actually on my channel. At least the first couple parts, I think, at the time. I don't think I put the build up there. It was completely boring. But I was an idiot and did a couple rookie mistakes. And I can understand one person making rookie mistakes. You live and you learn, you pick up and you move on. This guy and 13 other people wrote both the article piece and also shot the video.
Yeah.
13 people. Do you realize what the odds are to have 13 idiots in a room?
That's a lot of idiots.
And that's being nice because like when you make videos like that haphazardly and without doing your homework, you're now putting an entire community at risk of making mistakes that could potentially seriously damage your hardware.
Oh yeah.
If not, I mean, going back to the power supply, he installed it upside down in the bottom of the case. That's dangerous. That's not just hardware destruction. That's congratulations. You now have yourself a fire.
Well, I mean, it's dangerous if you don't have any ventilation on the case on the bottom.
Yeah, there is none. there was a couple anti-vibration pads on the bottom of the case where the power supply is supposed to sit, and that's where he put this thing face down and called the anti-vibration pads grounding pads. Like, well, not grounding pads. It was basically so it doesn't short out the case.
Right.
Or not the case, the power supply. I'm like, no, no, no. So there has to be a modicum of responsibility that's taken when you make a video, but then along with that, what Kyle did was that he turned it on its ear, made it funny, made it a new work, and well, obviously YouTube agreed, because YouTube was like, okay, it's off your channel, you can have it as normal. You know, it's just it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that, you know, and yeah, we want to be protected as content creators, but at the same time, we have to be willing to see things as they are, not as we want them to be. Of course, nobody wants their, their work to be disseminated and made fun of, but at the same time, it's up to us to make stuff that isn't made fun of and disseminated. You know?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, and it's just like common sense stuff. I mean, in Jay's video, he actually built a computer on the carpet and it was fine. You know, he had the motherboard on the carpet and everything.
But it's just like, your standard safety tips. I mean,
yeah.
If you do things like build a PC on a carpet or don't ground yourself, you are exposing yourself to a higher probability of possibly shorting out your unit. You know?
Right. Well, you can ground yourself out just by touching something metal, like on your desk or something, you know?
Yeah. But still, I mean, you still have to see that potential for disaster, and short outs, unfortunately, are not covered by your warranty.
You gotta be careful. Like, you can't be like Frank, where he breaks his PCI slot or his SATA connectors on his motherboard.
I mean, it's all about making sure that you're giving the correct information out and taking responsibility for the information that you put out. And also living with the consequences that someone may take your content and make something that may ridicule it. But that's what you live by. You live by the fair use and you die by the fair use.
Unfortunately, in general, it seems like they're like really phasing out anything news related, because you can't have anything controversial or like anything negative, really, and that's what all news is, really.
That, I think that's debatable to a certain extent, but that's just me.
News is, like Frank was saying, a lot of our articles tonight were Debbie Downer Tims, but that's the news, It's just a mirror of what's happening.
You know what? Here's some good news for you. It is 1:23 in the morning and I'm tired.
Did you do some you say you're getting back into the like the exercising and stuff or whatever, doing some more weights?
Yeah.
Do you do any leg day today?
No, I just straight up worked. I'm gonna be back in the gym probably, most likely around Sunday, I'm thinking. So
what do you do? Where are you at now? Like what place do you go to? Like a Planet Fitness or something?
No, I go to an indie gym here in town. So
yeah, I saw this one. I watched this one guy, Juji Mufu, sometimes on YouTube, and he had like this one of those world record strongman guys come and work out with him, and they were always setting off. I guess they had this thing called a lunk alarm or whatever, where you're like,
Yep.
if you like dropped a weight or something like really hard.
Yep.
What is that, like a new thing that a lot of these places are doing? So
That's just what Planet Fitness does. If you drop your weights, make noise while you work out, or otherwise are gym intimidating,
you're like,
are,
oh,
yeah. They freak out and whatever. So
what do you like to do? Do you like to use a lot of the equipment, or are you more of like a free weight guy, or what?
I will use free weights. I will use machines. I do cardio machines. I try to make as much use of all equipment in my gym as I possibly can. Just because no one thing does the job. So,
What do you think about those kettlebells? Because I heard you could do a lot with those.
when you're doing leverage-related movements and also certain full body movements, those do serve a purpose.
Yeah. Yeah, Joe Rogan is a big fan of the kettlebells. He does his own kettlebells.
Yeah. So
you like that, Joe Rogan?
it's all right. I think he can go a little bit overboard every now and again, but yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Anything else going on?
No, not really, man. Just taking care of business, you know.
Anything new with wrestling going on?
Well, we're on the road to WrestleMania, and Sunday night is the Elimination Chamber, so
Oh yeah.
that's really the main thing. And of course, there's a new promotion coming out called AEW, but that's a totally separate thing going on right now. So,
Who's your favorite guy on there right now?
Aleister Black from NXT.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Is he pretty jacked and swole?
I wouldn't say jacked and swole. He is.
Is he just like really skilled?
Yeah, skilled striker. So.
Yeah, I saw that they were doing the Dwayne is doing another Fast and Furious movie, but it's like a spin-off. Yeah, Hobbs, Fast and Furious.
Yeah, it's Hobbs and Shaw, which
You don't care for those wrestler stars, do you?
I'm kind of tired of seeing Fast and Furious movies. It's so far away from the original intention anymore. So I was like, man, I think I'm about done with that.
I don't mind seeing them though. I mean, it's basically like watching a movie anyways when you're watching wrestling, you know?
Yeah. All right, brother. It is about time for me to roll out.
All right, dog.
All right, man. It's good to be on this week. I'll maybe see you guys next week.
Yeah, we'll send you another link. Did you were you trying to link somebody so they could watch the show or whatever tonight?
I was trying to see if I could pop in a link for Frank, but he popped out, so it's all good. All right,
okay, man.
Good one.
Have a good night. Peace out, dude.
Deuces.
Peace. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm ending the podcast all on my own. I'm a big boy. I'm doing it all on my own. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else I really want to say or can think of trying to say. I guess thank you for everybody that's if you've tuned in or are going to tune in. I appreciate it. Thank you, Frank and Doug, for coming on the show tonight. Yeah. Not sure what I'm gonna do for the rest of the night. Maybe play some Mafia 3. I want to download one of the DLCs that looks pretty cool, the Signs of the Times or whatever. looks pretty cool. Trying to get more, like I said, get more back into video games. Because lately these past year or so, I just been all about work and stuff. But I've missed playing some games here and there. It's just nice. I got a Xbox One. I just had a 360 before that for a long time. Yeah. So and the graphics on Xbox One looks pretty nice. And then once I get my new build with my 2080 set up, I'm gonna try to do some PC gaming and shit. But yeah. Uh. So. What else am I gonna do? Probably just do that today. I don't know if I'm gonna try to get any more work done because I'm trying to. I've been working on a little bit with some of my models like that I want to 3D print out. I need to get on working on the LEDs and stuff more, like for my parents and shit. But what I wanted to do is get some of these 3D models done so I could put them on an SD card in case if I have to, like because I want to redo this computer and the other. I'm building the other computer because I'm basically putting all new components in my computers, besides like the motherboard and processor. So yeah, and that's going to require me to basically redo the computers, like the operating system and stuff. So I just want to be able to have this, the files done so I could 3D print them out if I wanted. I also ordered a 4 terabyte external hard drive because I don't have any externals now because I gave them all away as a Christmas present and to a friend. And so I need to get one for my own so I could, because you can put Kodi on there on the Xbox One now, and I'm going to plug an external hard drive and have that in there so I have something to watch in case if I have to. Because a lot of times when I do build up these computers, they take a while to do, put in, because I got to do all new LED strips for the new computer, putting the different components in. I might be doing more custom mods and stuff with it. I don't know. There's a lot to do with both computers. So I want to be able to have something to watch while I'm working on all that shit. Because right now I don't have any cable. I don't have really don't have anything to watch unless if it's locally. I do have Amazon Prime right now, which that's the whole thing too. I had to pay. I was getting a free, like free trial for that, and I forgot to, like undo the auto renew thing, so I charged my card. So I have I'm doing another month of free Prime, which sucks. The one thing that sucks that is I had to my Mafia 3 game. I had that delivered, and it was late today, so it's like the first time I actually pay for Amazon Prime, the first thing that's delivered is late, so that's awesome. What else? Yeah. So hopefully I have that set up with the hard drive on my Xbox. Oh yeah, I was saying about streaming stuff. My parents have a Netflix. I've never really had a Netflix account or any streaming account really. So they gave me the password for that, so I gotta try to figure out how to use that shit in the Amazon Prime. So I mean, I could watch stuff on there. It's just I have specific things that I like to watch, so it's like that I like to download, and it's just easier having it locally for me, I guess, and I'm watching it on whatever, like my computer or whatever. I have both of my computers to watch it on, and I was thinking about getting like one of those, like a Synology NAS or something, but it's like I got 2 computers, I might as well have one be a NAS or whatever. So basically, gonna have that be what I watch from mainly. And then, like, if I want to watch some stuff on my Xbox with my hard drive, I can do that too. But, anyways, I'm rambling. Rambling incoherently. I guess my question is what are you guys going to be doing tonight? You guys out partying? If you're not watching the show, you guys having some drinks tonight? Hanging out? Are you passed out by now? Because it's what is it? It's 1:35 in the morning. Anyways, I'm just hoping that you guys are enjoying your night and hopefully you had a good Valentine's Day. Which this girl that I'm talking to, I didn't even get to see her today because her car is messed up. Yeah. Hopefully I'll see her tomorrow though. But hopefully your Valentine's Day was a little more romantic than mine was by myself, you know. So yeah, and enjoy the rest of your weekend off and relax and gaming. Hopefully Frank's game. I don't even know what he's doing right now. Hopefully he's playing some games or something, enjoying his night. But anyways, peace out, guys, and boobs. Of course, as we always say at the end of our show, boobs. Shot a scissor up. Yeah. I'm not good at air guitar. But I tried. So it's an A fret. Yeah. Peace out. Shot a scissor up and Bacardi Cola. What other drink? Can't think of any. Right now, I'll think. That'll be my homework. Think of another catchy drink thing. Peace.